All right, how's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing all right. Let's take a look, see where the volume's falling. It looks like it might be okay. Maybe it's a little quiet. Let me see. How's that sound? Does that sound a little? Does that sound okay? Is that a little quiet? Maybe we just poke it up just a smidge more. Yeah. Okay. So I'm hoping everything sounds good. I'm going to take a minute to come over to the side just to make sure I can hear everything. Let me switch the scene over so you guys can see what I'm playing. I'm sure you guys already know what it is. Because I gave a pretty drastic hint a couple of days ago. But let me go ahead and check real quick just to see what it sounds like on my side. Make sure it's all nice and balanced for you guys. Because you never know until you're doing these things how they sound. And then I'll look back half the time and it's, oh, I gave a pretty big hint, but I forgot the thumbnail is actually just it. Okay. Seems like I'm a little quiet compared to the game, so I may just make the highly anticipated sequel. I may just have to make the side chain a little bit more aggressive.
Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lords.
Okay, let's see what we got here. The music of this is really good, by the way. Very ambient. It seems like it's okay. I might do 6-1 on that. Just make it a little bit more aggressive. Cool. Okay, we're gonna say that sounds okay. If you disagree, please just let me know, and I will make adjustments. Oof. I am gonna go ahead and put this over here, and I'm gonna push a button so that I can hear. And I'm going to go ahead and hit start. I forgot. This is one of the things I will say I forgot. Oh, by the way, it's really dark right now in the game, so hopefully that will remedy here in just a bit. But I do want you to notice I love this because this is back when it had, like, check this out, movies, and it gives you all of that, or you could go back and look at the cutscenes, and then music. It actually has the whole soundtrack here, and it has it in its own little player where you can play the song, loop it, stop it, next song. And so literally, let me pull the Jektar up, which is just a cantina. It's not going to be the... do I have a... I don't guess I really have a lively song in here yet. I mean, I guess I could technically, but anyway, I thought this was so cool. This is super freaking cool because you have the sounds, the soundtrack, but I don't get all of them because the most on this particular console that I've played isn't, I'm not past a certain point on here. So like I'm not in like Dantooine or whatever. I thought it was really, really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and go to new game, and we're going to create our Jedi Sith. So in this case, unlike the previous one, we started out as either getting to be a soldier or a consul, or sorry, not a consul, or a soldier, or a sentinel, excuse me, or a scoundrel, because we weren't supposed to know we were a Jedi at some point. But in this one, we get to know. I will let you know that in this story's canon, the main character is a female named Mitra Surik, but because that's more difficult for me to get into as a proxy, I am going to make my character male. And consular, so you can kind of understand, Guardians are lightsaber combat. These guys are balanced, and then these guys are mostly force. This is for advanced players only, and that's us. Custom character. And I'm going to go ahead and make it look like the one that looks the most like me, which happens to be this gentleman. Bearded with longish hair, I guess. Abilities. Ash Talks Games. Hey Ash, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing okay. I am getting to play KOTOR 2, so I'm always happy about that. I'm happy to get to play any KOTOR. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. They should all even out at 13 with no points remaining. Yeah, I think, okay, yeah. So, how have you been today? Well, I guess that for you it's evening now. I guess it's or not even evening. It's probably the beginning of night. It's probably almost 10 p.m. for you. 9 3/4 p.m. ish. Is that Jedi legend Pondu Diki? So close. We'll go ahead and name the character probably. Yeah, it's 2144. Okay, all right. Hey, I was pretty close. I was pretty darn close. So I guess I gotta apologize because I made a couple of missteps when I did the tier list. By the way, Ash, if the audio is off, let me know. I want to make it comfortable for your listening experience. I just gave it a kind of cursory listen. It seemed like it sounded okay, so hopefully it does. I made a couple of mistakes when I said the tier list. So the biggest mistake I made is the Powan. I put him in the bottom tier, the I don't know, don't have an opinion, basically. And then I moved him up to where the Grand Inquisitor would be because that's the only Powan I could think of. I did forget. Sounds all good from here. No blood from the ears. Solid 9.6 out of 10. No blood? Oh, that's gotta be where that negative 0.4 is coming though. That's gotta be where that 0.4 is getting docked. Oh, Kiadi Mundi, I think I put him in C tier. I'm glad you call him that too. He's got 2 hearts up there. That's why. I think he ended up in C though, low C tier or maybe up high D tier. I took a picture of it. Saved it here. I saved a picture. I'll tell you exactly where he ended up. Make sure I still have it in the correct folder, but I know I have it. Let me see if I can find it here. Well, I hope it downloaded. Oh yeah, that was the wrong. Okay, that it should have. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. So I'll show you. I'm gonna go ahead and show the final list real quick while I'm doing this. Okay, just real quick. Can share some stuff with you. Boop. X out. I've been considering buying these games in Jade Empire now that I have the Series X. They are well worth the price. So I am playing this on an X. I'm actually playing this on the One X right now. But I am playing it from the disc. I don't actually have the digital version of it. So, but I think the digital version is $9.99. So Jade Empire, you could literally have Jade Empire, KOTOR 1, and KOTOR 2 for $30. And they're three of the best games out. KOTOR 1 and 2, I think, are just tip-top. And I liked Jade Empire, but it didn't capture me in the same way this did. So, let me see here. Let me see if I can do this. So Ki-Adi-Mundi ended up in... He ended up at the top of D tier. Yeah, top of D tiers where he ended up. Let me see if it'll let me... I just want to see if I can switch over really quickly to show you guys, but I don't know if I can. Nope, that's not the correct screen. I don't know if I built a screen for this, honestly. Thinking about it, let me see. Maybe I did? No, it looks like they're all ending script, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I guess I built that Star Wars. Let's try that. Let's try that Star Wars one. Okay. That's good. Okay. So I'm gonna show the chat real quick so I can read it, and then I'm gonna blow this up and I'll show you. I'm back. I have my toast, and I'm ready for the adventures of Poontang Dookie the Watcher, whatever his name is. Nice. It's not. I don't think it'll be that crazy, but yeah. And again, $30 for KOTOR 1, KOTOR 2, and Jade Empire. That would be what it would cost. So, well worth it. I will go ahead and show a couple. I did make a couple of mistakes, and I want to go ahead and rectify them. So I'm gonna boop. So this is the picture from the tier maker that we did last week, and I'll show you. This is what it ended up being. And I will say I made a couple of mistakes. So for your reference, Ki-Adi-Mundi is right here, right above Kazdan Paratus and below Depu Balaba. I didn't have a real opinion on Coleman Kaj. Coleman Trevor was the only one that ended up down here in F tier, and then we have just bunches of people that most people don't even pay any attention to. I put Rey up here reluctantly because it's based on powers, not on... it's based on powers and feats and not on whether they're a good, well-written character or anything like that. So, but I made a mistake, and I said this. I thought this, for whatever reason, was the Grand Inquisitor. I thought it was the Grand Inquisitor because it's a Powan. But now, when I blew up the picture, this is a shield that... I thought it was a shield. I made a comment towards it. Then I thought it might have been armor, and I thought, okay, I don't remember this. And then I thought, okay, no, it's a shield. Well, this is actually Darth Decius. That's who this is. He's in canon now. He was in Legends. The only place that he appeared was in the last generation, or the previous generation, so PS2 and GameCube. No, not GameCube. Wii version of The Force Unleashed. He is one of the bad guys you have to fight. He's actually pretty powerful, so this is not bad for where he should be. This isn't bad for where he should be as that either. I mean, he probably would come up a little bit more, but he's still probably there. A couple other mistakes I made. I kept calling the Tantive. I said Tantive 4. I had a problem with 4s and 5s. I kept calling the ship in episode 4 the Tantive 4 and then 5, and it's Tantive 4, but it's not actually Tantive. I found out that it's pronounced Tantive V. So the Tantive V4 is the ship that they're on, that they embark on in the end of Rogue One and the beginning of A New Hope. And then the last thing is, I kept switching back again with 4 and 5. I said Yoda was a master of Form 4 and then 5, I think I said something like that. And I kept having issues with this. He was a Form 4 practitioner, just like he was. But he's better at it. So hopefully I fixed some of those mistakes there. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the game here. Let's see. Surprised to see Cal Ginger so high. Is he that powerful? Cal Kestis is actually pretty darn powerful. So part of the allure of Kestis is that he is. Let me make sure I'm not wrong. I closed my image. I gotta open it back up real quick. I'll just look at it though while I'm talking, as opposed to bringing it all up. So, Cal Kestis is pretty high up there. I put him above Plo Koon. He's not necessarily Jedi Master material, but it's his resourcefulness. I mean, for anybody who's played it, he was able to successfully fell three high members of the Inquisitorius, and he was able to survive Vader, which is pretty darn impressive. So those are some. I mean, he's not able to go toe-to-toe with Vader, which is why Vader is quite a few spaces above him, but he's definitely pretty powerful. Darth Whitwer, as you say, or Galen Merrick, is insanely powerful. He is no longer canon, but he is a beast. Why is Anakin more powerful than when he becomes Vader? Because Vader is tempered by his suit. So there's let me adjust the mic, so one moment. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so Anakin was supposed to be the chosen one and would easily have been the most powerful Force wielder in the galaxy. However, he goes in and he fights Obi-Wan Kenobi, which he should have won, by the way. Obi-Wan's basically on the defense the entire time. Palpatine is angry because Anakin gets cocky. He loses the fight, and Palpatine is angry at him for basically tempering and killing his own potential. And so because of that, he puts him in this suit that basically knocks his full potential down. He's very susceptible to Force lightning. He's not able to use it himself. He's got very limited range of movement. He's very, it's very much made to be a punishment for the wasting of potential. Does Vader still not like sand? Shock, no one ever threw sand. He still does not like sand, and he does get it. There are instances in comics where he gets it in his suit, and it's kind of a pass joke, but it's good. I might be making dumb jokes, but I genuinely... No, you're not. I like it, because it does bring up actual canon stuff. So, yeah, no, Vader still does not like sand. He does not enjoy going to sand planets. He does not like Tatooine. He does not like Jakku. He especially doesn't like Tatooine. Jakku is a sand planet, but it's a lot of people also, I think it's funny, a lot of people also talk about like every planet only having one biome, but then that's because they're looking at Earth. But when you take a look at like Mars and stuff, there aren't a whole lot of biomes on a lot of those planets either. Like Pluto, which is not necessarily a planet anymore, is feasibly an ice planet all the way around. I feel like Darth Whitwer is so powerful because they basically said it's a game, let's go now. Oh, that's exactly why it was. But they wrote, Sean Williams, is it? I think wrote 2 novels on it when it was canon, and it was still, some of those feats were incredibly beastly. And you really have to escalate. If you want your protagonist to feel like he might stand a chance against the Emperor or Vader or both, you definitely have to put him on a new level. Because Vader and the Emperor are ridiculously powerful. I'd like to play those games again too. I like those games. At some point in time, I might play those on the channel. I played a little bit of like the extended content for the first one, I think. And both the first and second ones have some really nice extended content. So, man, if we ever do this Star Wars idea for a channel, there's so many games to talk. Oh, heck yeah! I've got them all. So whatever you want to do, man, just let me know. Whenever you're feeling up for it, however you want to format it, let me know. I'm game for it. I mean, I've even got some of the esoteric PC games like the Gungan Frontier from... I bought it, I think I talked about it. Bought it brand new at a Circuit City in 1999. And Star Wars Droid Works, which I actually have in its case as well, from like 2000, 2001. I've got some really esoteric Star Wars games, so... Oh, man. Forgive me for getting some water. I needed it. Okay, so hopefully, again, voice is coming in nice and clear. There we are. Just making sure that microphone's nice and close. I was gonna play this with so Hyperkin specializes in making like retro style new stuff. Basically, I just try to think of how to say it. They make HD cables for SD consoles and all that. They made a Duke controller for the Xbox One, and I really wanted to use it, but I don't have a cable long enough to stretch from the console to here, and it is a wired only controller. I'm gonna have to go out and buy like a 15-foot cable so that I can play the rest of this when I play this episode 2, 3, whatever, so I can play it on the Duke, because that is so nostalgic. I feel like Dune could become my Star Wars, but I'm only familiar with the new film. I don't want to read the books yet because I don't want Denis Villeneuve's vision to be my... Or I want... Oh, my batteries are low. I want it to be my Dune, if that makes sense. That makes sense. The books are good. The books are really good. I've read the first... I have the first and read the first 5, I think. But then when he passes it on to his son, I was a little bit more concerned. I do like Star Wars quite a bit. And Star Wars has got... Frank Herbert has written a very extensive universe with Dune as well. So, like, it's... I have a buddy that he likes Star Wars quite a bit, but Lord of the Rings is his Star Wars. That's what he knows about. So... it's really about figuring out what you like. I grew up with Star Wars. The Lord of the Rings movies didn't exist when I was younger. They had an old cartoon in the 80s, I think. But that's about it. And then Dune existed, but the only thing that was out was the first movie, which I found incredibly funny. So the books were really all I had, but with Star Wars, I had the shows first, and then I had the books. And part of what drew me into Star Wars was the music. The music it is a space opera, and it is so good. I'll read them. The reasoning being because I'm new to it all and don't want the scenes from possible future films to be... No, that's completely reasonable. I understand that. I love Lord of the Rings. I'm not a diehard fan, but I still have not seen them, so... I've read the books, but that's about it. If you'll pardon me for just... John Williams is the greatest. He is, but... I will say, so if you've watched Rogue One and you enjoyed the music from that, which there's one in there, a song in there called... Your Father Would Be Proud, I think. That whole thing, none of that was done by John Williams. That's all Michael Giacchino. And oh my goodness, if you have to replace John Williams, Michael Giacchino seems to be a great replacement if you have to. If you'll forgive me, I'm going to step away from the mic for just a second. I actually have battery. I'm going to replace the batteries. I have some right here next to me, so I'm just going to replace them. So just forgive the let the ambiance of the Sith Lord's music, which is composed by Mark Grisky, kind of writhe in, and give me maybe a minute. Okay, there we go. Hopefully you guys can hear me again. I did get some new batteries. Let me straighten the mic up a little bit. There's something about when Star Wars focuses on characters that aren't Jedi. It just appeals to me so much. Then I highly recommend that you watch the Andor series on Disney+. It is 10 episodes long for the first season, and it is absolute just top tier. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be that great. We knew who the character was, kind of, and we knew what the character was going to do at the end of his life, and still, Andor just really super just top tier stuff. Honestly, it's better than Kenobi by by a bunch. And Kenobi wasn't bad, but this is good. I've said it so many times, but I want to make a Star Wars horror show film about a bounty hunter on some weird alien planet. Again, there are 2 books that kind of focus on this, and then there is an episode, there's 1 or 2 episodes in the Clone Wars that focus on different what-ifs of how this might work. The Clone Wars one, which I think is actually probably the most accessible for most people, is about a parasite that basically climbs up into the nose of its victim, and it overpowers them, gains access to all of their knowledge and abilities, and but basically turns on them and makes them turn on whoever they want, you know. And it doesn't matter if it's a Jedi or a Sith. This worm thing, once it's in there, unless they are the top of the top in terms of power, this thing is going to cause a zombie infestation. It's really, really cool, actually. Season 2, maybe it's season 2, maybe it's season 3. I can't remember exactly what, but of the Clone Wars. So, also, I know that sounds like a plug for Disney Plus, but that's seriously, unless you've bought it, it's the only place. It's the only place you can watch it. I did buy all the seasons as they were coming out before Disney Plus, before Disney even owned Star Wars. So now a lot of it, they're not even going to make the DVDs and Blu-rays. I've actually been contemplating starting to write a story, whether it'll be redirected to a TV show format or a movie approach, I don't know. I just have an idea for some kind of sci-fi epic. I think that's awesome. I think a sci-fi epic is awesome. Most of my writing is the horror genre, though. No, that's fair. And there's nothing wrong with mixing the two. There's absolutely nothing wrong with mixing the two. It's just, a lot of times when you take things that are, like Star Wars is kind of established now, but when you take sci-fi, there are so many niche things that you have to understand and trace back, and it's really, really cool because that world building is not there yet, so you're having to do it. I think it's really cool. Okay, so the reason I'm doing 13 all the way up and down, as I've said on the first one, I'll show you more of it sometime. Oh, sorry. I'll show you some of it sometime. Been meaning to write again. I've really missed. Heck yeah, I would love to. I'd love to take a look at it. Oh, dang it. I am an avid reader, and my brother is a very talented writer, and I've been reading his stuff, so that I can give critique. I've actually been taking some notes on it. And really, really good. 13 out of 13, rest in peace. Yeah, I hit the back button by mistake. So the reason I go to 13 on all of these is because it works on D&D rules. If you've not played Dungeons & Dragons, the tabletop game, I'll explain just basically. Your modifier is what is added to, subtracted from, or not, if it's a 0, nothing, done to a specific skill. So for example, if I'm going to use a computer, then my intelligence would probably factor into that. I would have a roll. I'd roll my d20, my 20-sided die, and then I would add the modifier of +1 to it. If I were going to use a force power, usually this is force power wisdom, then I would again add a +1 to whatever. Constitutions for like the health bar and such. I was trying to think of how I want to do it, but this basically, the 13s all the way across means I'm not specifically strong. I'm not super strong at anything, but I'm not also super weak about anything. You can see, like, if that's costing me 3 points, but if I wanted to pour all of the points into a single thing, which as a Jedi Consular, wisdom would be that thing. 18's the most I can do, and that gives me a +4. So if I used the force power, I'd basically roll a d20, and then I'd get +4. If I rolled a 3, I'd get +4, so I'd have gotten a 7. The other guy would roll a d20, he would end up with 10, then I still lose, or whatever. So this just gives me a neat little +1. Whereas if you have an 8, you lose 1. So if I rolled a 20, I'd actually end up with a 19. So 13 just makes sure that I'm not accruing any negatives. Everything's nice and balanced. I'm always getting I'm getting something, right? I'm always getting at least 1. So that's not a min-max thing, but that's okay. Skills. So the ones in yellow are skills that only cost me 1 point because they're what my class should be doing. Other skills cost 2 points because they are cross-class, meaning another skill does it. So stealth, for example, is, I think, in the Jedi Sentinel warehouse, as is computer use and demolitions, and security. And then I think in the other one, it's like, I don't even remember. I will upgrade my treat injury and my persuade all the way. I do need some repair, so I'll do that, and I'm gonna leave my awareness alone. I need repair to get a character. I know that, so there's a little bit of benefit knowing the game ahead of time. How many times have you played both KOTOR games? So I have been playing both KOTOR games for almost 20 years. I got them on the days that they came out respectively, and I think that KOTOR 1 came out in 02 or 03, and this came out in 04, I think. I know that on my original one, I had 179 save games, which I played through, so I think it's fair to say I've probably cumulatively played through both of them about 1,000 times, but that could be wrong, because I know that the first count of the first year that I had it. I know, yeah, 179. Well, I know the first year I had KOTOR 1. I know for a fact I played through it 179 times. I know exactly that because I played through it dark-sided, light-sided. I tried to do a gray playthrough. I tried to do a female playthrough, a male playthrough, a soldier playthrough, a sentinel playthrough, a scoundrel playthrough. I tried to even out everything at the 13s. I tried to min-max. I tried to romance Bastila. I tried to romance Karth when I was the female. I tried to do the most evil things I could figure out. I learned that you could do all of their side stories, so I did one with all of their side stories. I did one where I did the evil stuff on all of the super evil stuff on the planet. I mean, just a lot. So I know I've played over 1,500 hours of Street Fighter V, and that game was very disappointing when it came out. I'm worried for my controllers when Street Fighter 6. Yeah, it does. It looks really good. I agree. I mean, I haven't done that much of like Street Fighter, but I would agree with you that that if it's as good as it looks, I probably will put a substantial amount of wear and tear on the controllers. It does look really good. Oh, my vitality is going to be awful. That's because I'm a consular, though, so... yeah, I can't say I will make such an in-depth... I'm excited to hear your review, though, man. I'm dead serious. When I hear a review come out and you say it's good, then I actually am like, okay, this is something worth checking out. Whereas if, like, Kotaku's like, hey, this is good, I'm like, what does G4 say? I don't care what G4 says. They don't say anything anymore. They're closed. But you know what I'm saying. They were good once upon a time, and then... What's-her-name decided to go on a bunch of tirades about politicking rather than focusing on games and gamers. That's my thing. I don't... Life keeps kicking my teeth in, but soon I'll be reviewing. No worries. I mean, you gotta take... First and foremostly, you have to take care of you. Secondly, you have to do something that you enjoy because you enjoy it, because if you're doing it obligatorily, you're making it not enjoyable. So, what a lovely bunch of normal friends. Gerard Khalil, the only person that was on that I think I would agree that that's a true statement, but I know you're being sarcastic. I can't remember what her name, Frosk, I think? There's just... It's so frustrating. I was asked some questions, and I'm going to actually record some stuff on it, but it was... Yeah, Gerard Dragon... He just seems like such a nice guy. It's the problem I have. I'm gonna give myself dueling is probably what I'm gonna. Do I want to do two-handed? You know what? We did dueling in the first one. We're doing we're doing two-handed this time. Boop. Some Jarkai action here. Is that all I have? Is just the one, right? Yeah. Okay. Cornab Trilled. Good lord. Frost left the industry the other day, but Adam Sessler has gone insane on Twitter lately. I hadn't been taking a look at the Sesslers. Here's my thing, and what I will say is one thing that I appreciate of Frost is the passion. It's just not the arena. I don't mind people having an opinion, and I don't mind them being outstated and outspoken and loud about the opinion. I think those are all great. But if you're unable to recognize an arena, and you're unable to pick what arena you want to battle, which things you want to battle in what arena, and you can't successfully line those two things up, then just leave it alone. Like, just let it be. Be passionate and create the arena that is necessary. Don't use something else. People don't want to be lectured. Yeah, that's the thing. Well, they want to hear about video games and knowledgeable critique. G4 didn't have that for the most part, no matter how well-intentioned the statements are. Wrong. Exactly, wrong play. Well, that's the thing. Like, if I have a problem with animal cruelty, I don't like animal cruelty, but first thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to start telling everybody else out there that they're cruel to animals, because I don't know. I'm not going to start calling you out for stuff I don't know whether you're doing or not. Secondly, you didn't turn it on to be scolded because of something you may not, probably don't even do. And thirdly, I'm not, it's not just about being lectured, it's about being reprimanded for something that they may or may not have done. I think that's awful. My issue with Frost was that she wasn't good at her job. I remember my rant on our old podcast had nothing to do with her being female or that I didn't find her attractive. She was so misinformed always. Well, and I agree, but it's also not just about, like she says, it's not about, like, such and such was, it's not about them being attractive. Or they're not there to be eye candy. Maybe they're not there to be eye candy. Maybe they are there to be eye candy. It depends. Some women do get jobs knowing that that's what the appeal is. I'm not saying that that's what they should do. I'm just saying I know some women have done that and gone on record saying that. But this isn't... Nobody's watching G4 for the girlfriend aspect. If they turn on and Frosk is there and they don't find her physically attractive, that's not going to change whether they find the information or the story about certain games beneficial or fun. Like, I don't know about you, but I never turned on a news station and was like, oh, this anchor is ugly, so I don't care if I don't want to listen to the news. Like, I don't do that. I turn the news on and I listen to what the news says, and then I'm like, cool, I don't think anything about what the physical appearance of the anchor is. I don't really particularly care. I'm gonna see if it just... Icon Jacus? I just want to see if the actual name pops up. I bet it doesn't. Darn Tarek. Okay. Without a doubt, Olivia Munn and Morgan Webb, good lord, were hired for their looks. That's not taking away their knowledge. They had that too, but they were 100% hired because of the looks. Well, and I think Olivia Munn's gone on record talking about things like... had them doing it. Yeah, no, as I was saying, I think I want to say it was Olivia Munn, maybe I'm wrong, but had gone on record saying something about knowing that that was going to be a portion of the appeal and not, and that was okay. Like, if you don't want to be if you don't want to be eye candy, that's okay. That's fine. You don't have to be, and you shouldn't have to be. But if another woman decides she wants to be, that's also her business. So I don't. Yeah, then that's what I was thinking. I want to say she came out and was like, yeah, I was fully aware that that was the case. I'm going to go ahead and just put it in. I don't remember exactly how to spell it, but I believe it's me. Oops. Wait a minute. I believe it's MEETRA space SUR. Oops. R. I think it's just K. Yep, Mitra Surik. The G4 issue, okay. The G4 issue 2 was having a live Twitch chat that the on-screen personalities could see. That is just not a good idea. Live stream livestream chats are brutal, but it's also... It is, but at the same... Well, yeah, it is. If you have an opinion... a live chat is going to be open... They're going to try and open it up as a full-on debate. And if they do open it up as a full-on debate, you now have invited however many participants as interlocutors in an arena that you, again, don't have control over. So, Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I'm not saying that live stream. I'm not saying it's not okay to have. Like right now, I have a live chat up right now, but I'm not giving my political opinion. I'm not giving controversial opinions on things. This isn't the arena for that. The purpose of this channel is a room where people come together and we talk about things we like and games and we play some retro stuff and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, that's my arena. If people want to come in here and be rude, well, there's not really any heated politicking. If you tell me you don't like this game, I'm not going to fight with you on why you should. It's a game. I'm going to be like, okay, I get it. I like it. But at the end of the day, it's just about not knowing your arena and not building appropriate expectations in arena. Again, just my opinion. This game sucks. Play Mortal Kombat 2. At some point in time, I might play the Mortal Kombat games. I'm not going to be as good as you are, Adam, but I do like this game quite a bit. Look at us. We're T3 in the first person. I probably will skip this because it's just this is a small tutorial just trying to get you acclimated with how to use the controls, which I can already do. So I will kind of show what's going on, give a brief cover, and then skip the tutorial.
The Ebon Hawk is adrift in space
No,
after a terrible battle.
Yeah, I know.
You lie in the medical room.
I know where I am.
Condition. The hyperdrive is damaged.
I know.
Your fate and that of the Ebon Hawk.
That's fine. We're gonna go ahead and we'll continue the prologue. I can come back and skip it anytime I want. My skills have diminished in MK, man. I almost started playing tournaments back in the MKX days. Now my fat fingers are too slow. It just takes practice to get back and going. I mean, I'm probably not going to be tip-top on this either, just because it's been a little bit since I've played it.
This is the galaxy.
I know what it does. Okay, well that's fine. It's just practice. So this is the same ship that we were in oh shoot! Oh, this is the same ship we were in the first game with our Jedi. It's gonna make me go through a lot of different. So anyway, yeah, I know what it is. Yes, I'd like to skip this. This is not a prologue. This is just a tutorial. It's just trying to get you to understand how to control everything, but it doesn't do anything combat-wise, or it'll just, oh, hey, you can smash stuff. This game does have a couple of added mechanics, though, which I really am excited about. First mechanic, which I'm not super excited about, but it's there, is the smash mechanic, which is you can like in the first one, you can smash open crates and barrels and doors, but if they have stuff in them, there is a chance when you smash them that you'll break some of the items inside. Broken items can be made into other recyclable things, but they're not going to be as good as the thing that they were before they were broken. Another thing that I am excited about is the team that I pick up can actually be influenced, swayed to the light or the dark side of the Force. So, I have to play light side up until Nar Shaddaa, and then after that I can go either direction. But Babu Frick loves to smash things I didn't need to know about the little guy. Just imagine, and I just imagine the minute I said that, I just, hey, thumbs up. I'm kind of excited to see in The Mandalorian Season 3, I'm kind of excited to see what exactly, there's a couple more in there. So we'll learn a little bit more about him. He actually ended up being pretty popular for no real great reason. He ended up becoming kind of a phenomenon, which I think is awesome. Okay. So these guys are all dead. And that's my Kolto tank. If you let Babu Frick drink one too many pints of blue milk in the cantina, anything still. Well, I don't know why. I mean, if he wants to, blue milk's not alcoholic, so I mean, he's just that means he's just a wild guy all to himself. Let's see. Alright, let me start opening some... Oh, I can't open the morgue yet. I have to go in here and do it. As I say, that's blue milk and green milk. Both, neither one of those are actually are alcoholic, so that had to just be him in the first place. He's just... I know how to use the labs. Doesn't know if it's non-alcohol. We don't tell him. Hey! Okay, I already know how to do this, so we're just gonna leave it alone for now. So in this version you can actually, so I do like this too, it'll also show you when things are empty, but you can actually turn your crew to the light or the dark side. The reason I'm going to be light side all the way through Nar Shaddaa is because on Nar Shaddaa you can have one of two companions. You can either have a Wookiee by the name of Hanhar, or you can have a bounty hunter that I can't remember the name of. But anyway, the bounty hunter can be turned to the dark side or light side. Hanhar can't use the Force. So it's crazy that they almost made Babu Frick the main villain of it. I don't think that's the thing. I don't think they did that. They had to do some major damage control after 8, but I don't think they were gonna just make, because they had to introduce him from the ground up and be like, okay, now this is also the main bad guy. Medical bay functions. I need to unlock the door to the morgue. It would be interesting to see what happened. I don't need any spikes, so I'm going to open this. And I'll spare you some of the story in here. You can actually go in and read all these logs, but basically, all of those KOTOR... So KOTOR is, if you look at... let's see, chemicals, cool. The secret boss fight against Jabba's cousin Blue Blue Blip Blop is the game in this game is so difficult, but you don't even know about that fight, fake fan. There is a hut. It's not Jabba's cousin. It's like Jabba's great-great-great-grandfather, but he's in here. I don't think you get to fight him, though. I'm pretty sure you don't, in fact. You do get to meet one of his cousins, though, in the Clone Wars. Zero the Hutt. Oh, it's his, maybe it's his uncle, actually. There's just a corpse laying there with a head half gone.
Find what you're looking for amongst...
This guy's wearing the tightest clothing I've ever seen on a man. Most impressive. These are the underclothes. He's got some, like, stylish sneakers, too, which is something you wouldn't normally see in Star Wars.
Close to death. Yes, closer than
this character, honestly, is really awesome, too. Kreia.
How do you feel?
Ooh. Let's see. Let's say I'm a little disorientated.
Yes, I had hoped as much. I slept here too long.
So, in episode 5, in Star Wars episode 5, you see,
been a willing one, or perhaps you have been trained for such things.
In Star Wars episode 5, you see Luke inside of... Hold on one second.
I am Kreia, and I am your rescuer.
You see Luke Skywalker wearing something kind of like a pair of underwear, and he's inside of a tank. That's a Bacta tank. KOTOR is the predecessor to Bacta. And the thing that you figure out is that all of those guys that we got out of the tank, all those other guys, their KOTOR tanks had poison in them. Ours did too, but we survived the poison. Those other guys did not. That killed them.
Your stance, your walk tells me you are a Jedi.
Let's see. This would be the mysterious stranger. We have a troubled history.
So it would seem.
That kind of thing.
Keep your past and let us focus on the now.
Okay.
I do not know. I was removed from the events of the world as I slept. A survey of the surroundings may provide the answers we seek. The ship we arrived
yeah, I can see that. She's actually super cool though. She plays a big role in this game. I mean, we're meeting her at the very beginning. We'll see her all the way through, so
we were attacked once, and I fear our will not give up.
I like her character a lot, and she's got a
transport weapons and information. They will find.
I believe the voice actor that plays her actually plays the voice of Teresa in Fable 2 also.
You may wish to extend your search to some clothes, if only for proper first impressions. I leave you to the explorations of this place.
Okay. So, oh, I got light side. Well, okay, it doesn't matter. It won't matter. Oh, she just... Okay.
Yes? What have...
She pops right up, doesn't she? Okay. Hold on, what if I've just checked? Did I get light side points just to check in?
I am recovering. Your concern is noted, but not necessary. Keep your mind on the present.
Nope. I'm good. Okay. So what I should have gotten out of that is a plasma torch, which will open up almost anything with a single hit. But it's not a particularly great weapon, which it'll need to be because I've got droids behind this. There are 2 tutorial planets in this game, like I was saying in the beginning of the first one. This one also has a weapon swap, which is really nice. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. You get a in the first game you got the Taurus planet, I think, and you got the Endar Spire. You kind of had Dantooine. It was really more. It was Dantooine, and it was it was Dantooine, and it was Taurus. In this one, it's Paragus, which is where we are right now. Oh, and that lag will happen sometimes. It's just a artifact of the game being old. In this game, you have Paragus, which is where we are right now, and then Telos, which is a planet that Carth Onasi mentions in the first game. So we'll actually travel to that planet, and we'll be stuck there for a little while, and then after that, we'll end up going to where we can kind of choose what planets we want to go to. So. Boop. So the tutorials are same kind of. They're, you know, it's a frustrating. I like Terrace a little bit more because I think Terrace is a. I think Terrace is a little bit more bright and welcoming. This is definitely much more closed off, but it's not bad. And same thing with Telos. Like you spend the first Telos feels very much like Jade Empire at the end, but at the beginning it's not. It doesn't feel very. It's very closed off, very spaceporty. Come on. No, I don't want to check the records. So records are all exposition almost every time. They're always just telling you. Okay. Cool. Doop. Fun fact, Babu Frick's Racer from Tatooine, but in issue 4 of Babu Goes Wild, he says Tatooine bounces a glass of Luke's uncle's head and leaves the planet. Kind of a short story. I don't know where Babu Frick's species comes from yet. I don't know at all. Bounces a glass of Luke's uncle's. Oh, off Luke's uncle's. Well, so the reason I thought you were saying that is because he died of they were. No, you're good. The reason I thought that I couldn't tell what was going on is because you said that, but remember that they were burned on a sand planet, so I thought you were inferring that Luke's uncle's head had become glass from the fire and the sand. I was like, oh, okay. Uncle Owen is not doing so good. No, you're good. I open this emergency hatch.
But it is sealed.
If I get to an access, I love it. She's like, "Oh, in my vision it was open." Well, that did a lot of good. That does this. In my dreams, I'm a millionaire. Let's see. Security. No, that's just security. That's not gonna do it. So we'll just leave it be. Once knocked out all the Knights of Ren, shocked that they didn't put that in the film's true canon. As much as as useful as the Knights of Ren turned out to be, you know what? That wouldn't surprise me. The fact that Kylo was able to take them out, okay, I get it. That makes sense. I can understand, but still, like, what a waste of potential with those guys, right? To me, it was super disappointing to have all of these cool guys that were supposed to have these weapon specialties, and they failed.
It is the Force you feel. It has not been so long as for you to forget. Do not turn away from it. Listen.
I think that would be funny though to see that.
I shall guide you down.
Remember Captain Gwendolyn too?
You will need it if we are to
So that's another wasted potential, because Phasma is in the movies. Phasma is a really wasted character. In the book, Phasma, she's awesome. She's really freaking cool. But not in the thing. Oh, yeah. If you want Phasma to be a cool character, then I recommend reading the book Phasma. She is incredibly cool in that, and it explains her armor. What I had? No, I'm not gonna level up yet. I'm gonna save that. But I need stealth field generator. I had something else though. Nope, just stealth field. Okay. No, get away. Phasma in the book is super cool, and it talks about so her armor. This is a fun fact, I guess. Her armor is made of the shiny silver ship you see in episode 1. The one that takes the queen. There is a similar one like that was Palpatine's when he was Senator Palpatine, and it was crashed on this planet, and that is how Phasma's armor got made. She ended up making her armor out of scrapping Palpatine's senator ship, or ship from when he was a senator, and shaping it around and forging it around the armor of the stormtroopers. I don't like the new movies. Genuinely prefer the prequels. So that's the thing. Every movie serves a purpose, I think. In the first 6, the first one as boring, and now I want to play Battlefront 2. That game was left in a good state. Yeah, I agree. Wait. Original Battlefront 2 or the newer Battlefront 2? 2019 Battlefront 2, I guess is what I'm saying, or 2004. I'm gonna go get Atton. Well, I can't go get Atton. I gotta lower that shield. The newer one was really good. They fixed a lot of bugs. The old Battlefront 2 is still, in my opinion, just the mark to beat. I really enjoy the heck out of those. But the new one was really good. I would absolutely play that online too. I need to get better about playing games online with friends, because I don't really play online a lot. I don't get to play games as much as I wish I did. I'm only really playing games on these streams on Sundays. So I need to get better about making some time to play games with friends, and hopefully you and I can hop on and play a Battlefront 2 or a Mortal Kombat or an Overwatch.
Difficult.
I went for some online games. Yeah, that's my fault. A lot of it's just a lot of stuff going on. Time is difficult. This is set aside for this, for being able to do the channel, but...
Nice outfit. What, you miners change regulations?
I have the Series X2 now also. It's the Series X. How are you enjoying it? I'm going to ask you. I'm not going to say it. How do you like it?
Field only causes mild electrical burns. Security claimed I violated some trumped-up regulation or another. Take it up with them if you want. But they stopped listening to me shortly before they stopped feeding me. Now that's criminal. You mean before or after that Jedi showed up?
I love it. I don't know how much I'm into Game Pass, though. I think Game Pass is great. But it's great and terrible. It's great because you can have access to a whole bunch of great games, including new games at launch.
See,
but it's terrible because then it promotes you to stick into subscription-based services rather than buying some of the games outright, which will inevitably hike up the cost of games, and probably the cost of subscription services as well. Same with PS Plus. I just hate the idea of almost being on a timer because games get removed. Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're removed quickly enough to disincentivize to incentivize purchasing the physical version of the game. But at the same time, you know, I get it. It's not the Game Pass individually. I just don't love subscription services. I still play well, and so that's one of the big issues.
Don't know much about.
One of the big issues that I have with the Xbox, right, is PlayStation. If you play a game on a PlayStation, you're not connected to the internet. No big deal. On an Xbox Series X, you have to, even if you have the disc, you have to be connected to for most of the games. you have to be connected to the internet, and I don't like that. I like the idea of being able to, like this game right here, if I popped this game into my original Xbox, which is setting right here, I put it in here because it's a higher definition. But if I put it in the original Xbox, it would play no problem, no internet connection needed. Whereas with the with this, it's having to be connected because it's not actually playing my disc; it's reading the digital file from the internet from the disc I've put in there being unlocked, or the disc that I put in there unlocking it.
Yeah, Revan, Malak, and the Jedi that went to join them in the Mandalorian Wars. They turned against the other Jedi.
I'm a huge horror sci-fi fan, as you know, and I still buy Blu-ray over renting on. Yeah, and I'm the same way. But they're getting to the point of where they're stopping to make. So, for example, like Disney Plus, some of the Star Wars stuff isn't coming out on Blu-ray. Apparently, it's going to be exclusive to the Disney Plus, which I don't like. I'd like to be able to buy the Blu-ray.
Well, I wasn't there, but like all Sith, Revan and Malak turned on each other. After they turned on the Jedi, of course.
What was this one?
Well, that was the story. But whatever happened there must not have lasted. Oh, there was some big civil war on Korriban. Knocked that academy to the ground. Looks like Revan's Grand Crusade finally consumed her.
Yeah, that's...
Maybe you're right.
Okay.
Maybe I just hoped Revan was a woman. Look, no offense or anything, but your weird...
I had the issue with a lot of Mike Flanagan's work. I'm a huge fan of his, and a lot of his films are just stuck on Netflix. Yeah, I don't like that either. I'm not a big fan. Apparently moved over to a deal with Amazon, so maybe that was included in the deal. Yeah, I don't like the... I don't like the idea of...
Hey.
Every so often I will read through an EULA. And,
this facility isn't a military installation.
I was reading through, I can't remember which EULA, I think it was Batman Gotham Knights EULA. And it's just insane how how few the rights you have are as it pertains to the game. Let's see. We'll do that.
Great. Now to business. Let's get to the command console.
I want Hush on Blu-ray and Gerald's game. It sucks that they're just stranded on Netflix until Netflix wants to remove them. Yeah, that's true. So what I was saying with the EULA is on the original games you had the game, and then basically the EULA says, okay, you can't charge people to play this copy of the game. You can't make a copy of it and distribute it or sell it. You could make a copy of it if you wanted to for your own backup. So, for example, you have one, you've got a backup, the original one is good, you play the backup breaks, you still have the game, you're playing. They want you to play the original, obviously, but if it breaks, you don't have to go buy another one. You've bought the game, you have an emergency one. Now it's like, if we don't like an interaction, if we don't like one of your interactions online, we can shut down your access to the game. We can take your game back, basically. We can revoke the purchase, and that's a penalty you pay, and it's like, I don't want all that. Like, if you don't want me to play online, that's fine. You should be able to bar my access to that. But I paid for the game. I want to be able to play the offline version of my game.
I doubt it. All we have is communications back.
I know a lot of it is nostalgia. I get it, but I really do miss games. How games were when they were released back in the day. So many ridiculous annoyances. Well, yeah, absolutely.
We could try, but if the miners were trying to...
I think a lot of the...
Why not call them
a lot of the annoyances come in the catching up of the ownership, right? That's just me, but I think that's how it is.
Be my guest. Not much else. Found.
I don't want to talk to you. Hold on. Okay, let's try and access the comm system to the dormitories. Nope. Oh, like T3 always comes through, though. Not a fan of how much so many games releases are broken now, and it's fine because, hey, here's a patch. We listened to the fans and we got right to it. Well, that's a big problem too, because hold on, let me put a second mining laser in there and a droid repulsor. That way I'm built up here. That's the problem. That's the problem I have with it, is there's so much a lot of it's really ownership orientated, and a lot of it is really selfish. And I'm not saying that there weren't elements of that back in the day. There absolutely were, but you had to use this droid repulsor. I bet it takes you out pretty quick. No, never mind. Use the shock arm. This will take you out. There we go. But it didn't. There was a disconnect, right? They didn't have as much control because you weren't connected to the internet 24/7. You didn't have to be. You put a cartridge in, and the cartridge was fine. I also don't blame the devs. The constant chase for bigger worlds, bigger budgets, longer dev cycles, they can just keep up with it. Yeah, well, it does, and it's also fan demands, right? A lot of times we're not interested. I'm gonna say we're gamers aren't super interested in whether or not the game is good. It's about whether it's bigger or badder than this other one, and that automatically makes it good. I've had a conversation with people that they can't play games that have graphics that are under a certain threshold. This game's a great game, but the graphics aren't really all that strong, and but you can tell what everything is. Like, I can tell I'm piloting a little droid. It's just not super graphically strong. And at the same time, regardless of that, there are people that won't play it just on that merit. Same with the expectation of sales on these huge games. The Callisto Protocol has sold about 2 million copies, and it's a failure. Yes, well, that's a lot of it, which I think is another really sad thing, is when you're talking to your investors, right? And your investors aren't looking. Your investors are looking at how many copies are you going to get out the door, and go ahead and take this. Okay. A lot of times it's to the investors are saying, "Oh, well, we're going to move this many. We're going to move this many," and it's like, I get it. You got to make money. Wait, shut up. You've got to make money. I get that, but why are we making these ridiculous predictions when it's a new IP? How, like, where are you getting these commitments? Pre-orders? Like, and if you're getting them from pre-orders, why are you making that kind of? Because if 5 million people pre-ordered your thing, then it doesn't make sense for you to give them the number 5 million. 5 million people did it. It makes sense for you to give them like 2.5 million. Yeah, each to their own course, but I'll never understand how people can't play an old game due to its visuals. I'm so glad I don't have... Same. I mean, there are so many good games that are... In all honesty, I argue... and again, I could be wrong. I'm not saying there aren't great games today, but I argue that in the past, you had to be a better game maker if you wanted people to buy things. Because graphics were so... You had a graphical limitation. So your game could only look this good, top tier. So you had to make it the funnest game. Take a look at Super Mario versus like what is it? Headphone and Jack. Headphone and Jack is nowhere near as good as Mario, but the graphics are about the same. Headphone and Jack tried some other kind of odd stuff, but either way, point being. Let's get away so that door will blast open. Let's see. The Callisto Protocol is a perfectly fine, enjoyable game, by the way. The over-exaggerated discourse surrounding the game was really weird. Yeah, I think a lot of people are just... I think people these days are just looking for reasons to be upset. What's your stance on Hogwarts Legacy? Are you interested in the game and therefore transphobic, or will you boycott it? I feel like you're a level-headed guy, so I feel like I already know your take. What is the... Okay, you're gonna have to explain that to me. What is the transphobia around Hogwarts Legacy? I don't know if I'm familiar with that. Oop. Just taking a... Again, this is the tutorial piece, so this is all fairly easy. Straightforward stuff. I'm not really explaining a lot in the game. I'm playing it, but I know I'm not really doing a lot on the explaining, just because it is still the tutorial, basically. People don't like tweets J.K. Rowling made, so if you want to play the game, then you're transphobic. It's insanity. Did you make transphobic tweets, or... I mean, I'm curious. I don't guess I really read her tweets. Cool. I don't know. And I mean, you don't have to give specifics, I'm just curious. I think she had an issue with an article saying people menstruate, and not the word woman. Excuse me. Also something about public restrooms, I believe. That's literally it, I think. Okay, so this is my opinion. I'm not gonna get political. I don't care. I really don't. It doesn't interest me. Not what you said. I appreciate the fact that you told me that, because I did ask. As far as people go, people are people. And my opinion is, if a person wants to live their life in one way or another, it doesn't matter whether that has to do with their... This is not political, I don't think. I think this is just an opinion. If it bridges on political, please let me know. But people are people. You get one life. I don't know what happens after when you die, and the answer could be nothing. And if that is the answer, then why you shouldn't live your life to the fullest would be a mystery to me. So if you feel like that you need to be a specific gender, call yourself a specific word, dress a specific way, dance a specific dance, I don't care what your ritual is. If that's what makes you happy and helps you feel like that you are living life to the fullest, then do it. I don't care. Do not let your way of life impinge upon mine, and I will not allow mine to impinge upon yours. As far as trans people specifically, again, not my business. It doesn't bother me. I have a, is a dear friend, very dear friend, but even close to the point of, at some points where you might even consider her a sister-in-law, who is a trans woman. I don't care. If she's happy, then I'm happy. I'm not really... it's not my business beyond that. I don't really need to... Okay, that's what I thought. Let's do this. But yeah, as far as it goes with the games, going back to that, your politics shouldn't be in your game. Like, everyone's finding reasons to be upset about... Let's see. Yeah, I'm genuinely not trying to talk politically. No, I know. I just think the game looks really cool. I'll be buying it. I've never wanted to harm a trans person in my life. The reasoning just makes no sense. It's social media. It really is. These issues don't exist in the real world. Hogwarts Legacy was the best-selling game on PC. And number 2, I think, on Xbox in January. And that's just the pre-orders. Yeah, so that's the thing. When it comes to politics in the games, I think you're okay to have an opinion on the politics that they're undergoing. Right? If you want to talk about Empire versus Rebellion, that's your business. That's the political arena that's set up. But us inserting our problem into a medium that is meant to be a form of escapism is completely a defeat of it defeats the purpose. Right? If you inject your problems into something that is meant to be an escapist something or another, then you're basically defeating the purpose of that medium. Unless you yourself are the creator of that, and in that... There we go. In being the creator of that... Yay. Of that medium, you decide that you want to address something that's really political. But like, I don't like this narrative that, oh, if you like this game, you're transphobic. No, if I like this game, I like this game. If I want to play a game just because you disagree with somebody who is fundamental in its orchestration, it doesn't mean I can't separate the end product from a single profiteer. It's the extremes that bother me. Live your life, but don't call me an ISM or phobe for not cheering you on. And I quite frankly just don't care enough. Live your life, don't push it all onto me. And that's fair. My life should be mine, your life should be yours. Neither of us should be impinging upon the other one. That's all there is to it. And if you're important to me, I will be there to cheer you on, and if you're not important to me, I won't be in your way. I still won't be an obstacle to you. That's all I'm saying. Do that. Cool. I'm gonna get caught by another droid anyway. They're not trying to stay on the negative, but the limited run situation was saying their community manager was fired for looking forward to Hogwarts Legacy as well as following certain people on Twitter. That's literally all she did. Yeah, so that's it's same thing with
So stupid droid of yours gonna come through?
Cara Dune, right?
Well, I'm beginning to think I was a little better.
The character Gina Carano, I think was her name, right?
Hey, what do you know?
Plays a character called Cara Dune in The Mandalorian, and she had an opinion outside of it for something, and I don't remember. I don't think it was like an overtly like racist or anything. I think it was just a.
If he got the turbo.
But anyway, she's being recast because of opinions she had too. And my thing about it is that's the entire.
Wait. That explosion I heard.
The entire you can have an opinion on something and it not be the popular opinion, and that shouldn't still be the risk of you. Now, for example, if I had an opinion that was anti some race, right, anti-Semitic, or anti-Caucasian, or anti-black, or that would be bad. That's not okay, right? When we start sectioning off people based off of something arbitrary like skin color, like race, that's dumb. And you shouldn't be cheered on for that. But you can't draw... The rest of it becomes the slippery slope fallacy where everything doesn't lead to the extreme. Right? Somebody has an opinion on something that has happened in the past that is not overtly, and I mean it overtly, outstatedly racist, or something to that level of atrocity, then that shouldn't be their job. I hope I don't get famous. I'd be crucified for all of us would. I don't think any of us, and I don't think anything that I've said is again overly offensive, and I think people would look and throw hate at me because that's the world we live in. We don't live in a world of
You're either really brave or alright. I'll try to monitor things from up here. And be careful.
There's not a lot. There's just not a lot of
So don't be playing hero too hard. Not that I care what happens to you or anything.
Hold on, let me do that.
I'll keep the comm link open.
Cool. Now I got a comm link. I don't. I'm trying to think of how to say it. I don't think anybody's really safe. I think that it depends on how you handle it. Look at Ricky Gervais. He doesn't care. They try to outrage him and he laughs it off, so he doesn't work. Just roll the next. Oh, true. No, I agree. But it's the problem with it is that if enough people band together and they start talking about the boycotts or whatever, and they successfully boycott you, then goodness, those collision articles reach way farther out of the walls than I remember. I don't know. I guess it's disappointing in that regard. Yeah, that's my thing. Like, I get it. Again, if you're being overtly anti-Semitic or racist, then that's one thing. But you can't assume these other people that are making these assumptions. I don't think it's fair for them to glean. I don't think it's fair for people to glean your understanding or intention of a statement made. I don't think, for example, if I made a statement out there and you were like, "Oh, that's."
There's a lot of interference disturbance down there.
Let's do this
Probably
real
caused
quick.
by that explosion. Still, it looks like there's a route down to the Paragas fuel depot. There should be an emergency crate in the next room. Will do.
Cool. I'll find some clothes here in a second too. I can't believe the limited run games community manager was fired for the following accounts. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, it's demolitions, reflex. Let's leave stealth field generator there. Put the miner uniform on. Put the survey gear on. Why can't I wear those? Armor proficiency. That's fine. Telos mining shield. I don't have an implant. Plasma torch. Swap those over. There we go.
Find the emergency about time. But there may be some survey gear is designed to spot it. Just one more thing. You could, the good thing is, well, these are construction models. They shoot like a moisture farmer militia. In close combat, the guy would... There's gotta be some central...
Okay. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I was having a conversation the other day, and it was just, one of the points that I was making that I think was a good point. I think I continue to think it's a good point. Is that if you state something outright as an attack on something you don't like, right? I probably should have used stealth. I don't have a lot of stealth, I don't think. But I should have used it. People will almost automatically take the opposite as its defense, right? So for example, if I said I like blue, then people would say that meant that I hated red. Or if I said that I hated blue, then people would assume that meant that I liked red. And they don't realize that it's not mutually exclusive. I can actually dislike both red and blue, or I can like red and blue. And it's just a lot of this. Everybody else thinks they know better about what you mean and what you've said. Well, you said this. Technically, you're this. And I was having this conversation the other day with my brother, and that was the thing. Every time I said I didn't like this thing, they assumed that I meant I liked the opposite. Those two things are not the same. They're not even remotely the same. Just if I don't like something, it only means I don't like something. It doesn't mean I like the opposite thing. Like, take pleasure in pain, for example, right? Oh, no, you don't. Nope. That little guy up there, he fixes them. I don't want him to do that. Come on. Why can't I hit him? Is he too high up? Come on. I can't reach him. Okay, that hurt. Ouch. There we go. That's what I wanted. Did that kill both of them? Heck yeah. Okay, I can actually... I'm going to go ahead and level up because that'll heal me. And up my... No. Always upgrade persuade. There we go. No, I don't. I'll go there. And treat injury. There we go. Do I still have a point? I still have a point? Heck yeah. Repair. And then powers, I'm going to give myself... Can I get Dominate Mind yet? Mind Trick and Confuse... Nope, that's not one. I want this one. Affect Mind and then Dominate Mind. Those will open up different text options, or different answers when I'm talking to people. 100% it's insane. I like Pepsi, and someone replies, "Oh, so you hate Coke?" Yeah, exactly. Take pleasure in pain. I love pain. It's pleasurable. Well, so no, the point being is there are people out. I don't personally care for pain. But there are people out there that glean pleasure from pain. There are those, right? Masochists, or what we would call them. So sadism is a different thing, right? Sadism is deriving pleasure from someone else's pain. But masochists legitimately derive pleasure from their own pain. Those two things seem to be opposite. I don't think they really are. I think the opposite of pain is relief. I don't think the opposite of pain is pleasure. But people would disagree. Either way, point being, those two things are not mutually exclusive. There are people that enjoy both of them, and there are people that fear both of them. And so if I say something about not liking pain, it doesn't necessarily... If I say something about if I say something about liking pain, it doesn't necessarily mean I don't like pleasure. In fact, it could mean I gain or glean pleasure from the pain. The point being is that's a difficult example, but the problem is just because you like one doesn't mean you hate the other, or vice versa. And I hate that. Everyone is so polarized. Everyone is so interested in trying to get you in these odd gotcha moments.
That explosion has superheated the tunnels ahead. That steam will cook the skin off your bones. If you can find a mining energy shield, switch it on. It should protect you.
Okay. Run through this real quick.
Watch where you step. If you have any
I got it. We're good. I'll never forget the time I was called a racist because I said I prefer Henry Cavill as James Bond over Idris Elba. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people do that too. Like, here's the problem. A lot of people have with it is, it's okay. I don't know why our dogs just decided to go crazy. Case in point, okay? There's that new Velma show has come out. And it's apparently not doing very well. I'm not going to watch. Dog is saying hello, dog. It's Gavin. He's angry at something. He's real sweet, but he's real angry at something. He looks like a golden retriever, but he's only about a foot long. He's very tiny. He's a tiny little golden retriever, and he's a very sweet little thing too. He loves getting pet on the head, and he'll paw at your hand until you pet him and all that good stuff. He's real sweet. But so the new I guess that new Velma cartoon, right? Mindy Kaling's Velma has been receiving a lot of flack. I'm not interested even remotely, so I'm not gonna watch it. But I have seen snippets on reviewers' channels because when I drive, I listen to stuff. Because sometimes I'm driving for work, I'm driving 2 hours, you know, and I'm listening to stuff, and that comes up on the feed, and I'm not going to change the feed while I'm driving because that's dangerous. And so I hear some of the stuff, I hear some of the jokes, and I hear some of the critiques, and I'm like, man, this is really attempting to push an agenda. And somebody was talking about, like, Velma being, the part with people being upset, it was like, the jokes are very pointed.
Sensor? It must be still. It's odd they're still. Be careful of those droids.
Okay. But anyway, so a lot of the critiques that were coming were because the jokes were just not landing. They were very politicized and very topical to the politics of the time. And it's really disappointing because that's not really what a lot of Scooby-Doo fans were looking for. Like, you could make a really cool murder mystery series out of this, but apparently the jokes just weren't landing or hitting. And then the recoil was, oh well, it's because the cast is race swapped. I don't care. I don't care the cast is race swapped. It doesn't really bother me. But the fact that you would have to go to that tells me that that's on your mind. If I don't think the jokes are funny, I don't think the jokes are funny. Why are we believing that everything is? You know, you have to make a lot of them just have to make these ulterior motives. Like, God of War Ragnarok was amazing. I didn't hear anybody complaining about Angrboda being not being Caucasian because it didn't matter. Like, in the lore, she's fair skinned, as most of the Nordic tales have the people being, and she's not in this. And nobody cares because she was a fun character and the game was done well, and it doesn't make a difference. Nobody cares that Christopher Judge, who is, as I am aware, is not Greek, is playing the voice of a Greek warrior. Because it doesn't matter. It's not about the politics. It's not about racism. It's just about making something good and an experience. And Ragnarok did a great job. It is a great experience. How many spikes do I have? 3 spikes. Dang, okay. can I... Okay, I can just shut down the containment fields. So let's return to these and cancel the mining on organics. And then let's go to the main functions, and then we can shut the containment fields down. And now they won't attack me. But anyway, my point being is it's not just because a critique is made or an opinion is had does not always boil down to some sort of phobia, some sort of racism, it's not. Sometimes you put work out there that's bad and it sucks and you don't want to hear that, and you want to come up with an excuse as to why what you did wasn't wrong, and that's okay. It's okay to want to defend your work, and it's okay to want to have that out there, but understand that sometimes the best thing that we can do is look at our work and say, ah, crap, it isn't what I wanted it to be. People aren't liking this. And then make adjustments based on what the desired result you have is. You tell me you don't like my channel, I'm not going to call you phobic of any kind. I'm going to ask you, well, what don't you like about it? What could I do to make it better? Because I don't have all the answers. And sometimes I may not be willing to compromise, and also being able to understanding that. Like if somebody's like, I don't like it because you play retro games, then my answer to that's going to be like,
The containment fields in the...
hey, I get it, and I'm sorry you don't like it. I still would love your conversation, but retro is kind of my thing, and I really enjoy it. And I'm just not. I just don't want to give that up. So I don't know. That's my opinion. But if you have a difference of opinion with me, I don't necessarily believe that you're. I don't believe you're phobic, or I don't assume a political this or that. I just assume that you're an individual person with individual tastes that may differ from mine. That's unpopular, I know. That's an unpopular thing to think now. But... Boop, boop. Ah, son of a gun. Well, that's okay. It wasn't that bad. It was a flash mine, so... So I've stopped all of the droid mining on organic. Where's my map? Okay. Velma looks to... Yeah, again, I'm not interested in it enough to go and watch the episodes. So I'm not judging it on... I'm not judging it myself. I'm not giving it a rating. I don't know. I can say that from the reviews that I had heard, some of the video reviews that I had heard, that's where I want to go. Where the heck? Oh, am I in the wrong? I'm in the wrong. I need to go this way, right? Let me see. Hold on, real quick. Yep, that's what I messed up on. I'm not rating it based off of what I know. I'm rating it based off of video reviews that I've heard while on drives. Some of the jokes that were made just didn't seem funny. They seemed really agenda. They seemed like they were pushing an agenda to me. Maybe I'm wrong. What the heck? Why is this superheated blast tunnel is there? I need to get to this. Oh, that's right. I have to go around. Gosh dang it. Okay. That shows 100% agenda driven. It looks like it. I'm not rating it based off of what I know for a fact. I'm rating individual jokes based off of what I've heard in the reviews. And then I'm looking at the reviews and understanding that people do have... I mean, if that many people have the opinion that they have about it, then there's probably something to that opinion. I think the show has a point. I want to take a look at it here in a second. Am I going the right way? I think I'm going the right way now. Fairly certain I'm going the right way now. Looks like it. Maybe not. Son of a gun. What? This is so confused. The fact that it almost can't be critiqued because they throw hater and troll to any criticism makes it. It's a me, John Cena. Hey, Viddy, how you doing? Oh, just letting you know, I did get your prompt. I will, if it's okay, I will record, send some stuff over. All right. I will record and send some stuff over before the deadline, if that's okay. I can't see you, Eddie. It's got the hand going and everything. Velma looks terrible. Yeah, I think it's got a pretty... It's setting on some pretty scathing reviews. Hasn't asked me for my expertise. He posted on our... he posted on a Discord we're mutually in. I think. I'm also about to see if there are any messages on Discord. Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say I think he posted on a Discord that we're mutually members of, so I'm assuming that the invite would have been there for you as well because of that. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I think Velma's setting on. I'd have to take a look. I think it's setting on like 6% audience score on the tomato meter, and I think it's like 1.4 on IMDb out of 10. Cool. He threatened my life on Discord because he said, "What's up, you crazy?" Maybe my Time Lord ego is in Australia. Well, I mean, you could be. This is a head of maintenance that's out in front of us.
It is a pleasure to see you alive, Master, provided my receptors are not off focus. How may I be of assistance?
You gotta love an HK unit.
Answer. I am a survivor of the Harbinger, just as you were, Master.
This is an HK-50.
Determination of my previous master. You are the only organic which
Shall I become a professional wrestler? I say go for it. I bet you could. But yeah, I briefly saw you were both talking about Velma, and even though I've not seen it, it's not compelling for me to see it. Or it's not compelling me to see it. I've even muted the title of the show on Twitter because I was fed up with seeing. Yeah, I haven't paid attention to any of that. Same with Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, Ash asked me about that, and I again, when it comes out, I'm excited about it. I'm not even that big of a fan of the world, but it seems cool. Big Bad Daddy Ash debuts in WWE. Did he blocked you for saying you want to? Well, I hope I don't get blocked. I mean, it's a game. I'm rating it not on the politics behind it, but on the game itself.
Answer. The captain of the hub.
I got to figure out what that body is over there. But before I do it, I need a recorder. Voice recorder. My stance is anyone can play or not play HL. Just don't be so mean on either side. Simple to say, I guess, but that's my stance. Yeah. For backlog reasons. Yeah, no, that's completely fair. Again, if politics enter video games for you, that's your business, but they don't for me. So don't try to glean my don't attempt to glean, not you guys, of course, but other people. Don't attempt to glean my politics or moral views based on video games I play. Because if that were true, every game that you played, I would assume that not you guys specifically, but cumulatively, right, collectively, I would assume that people were psychopathic and murderous, because 90% of the games they're playing, you have to kill things. I don't hate the friend. I don't really, or do I? I don't hate any group of people that are I don't hate any group of people based off of race or ethnicity. I don't like groups of people that assemble in under certain causes, but I'm not gonna get into that. May actually be going to Paris this year as a stop-off point before going to Berlin, where my older brother moved to. I miss Paris. Very nice. I've not been to either Berlin nor Paris. Okay, I gotta ask what the body there is.
Answer. That is all that remains of the maintenance officer, Master.
It's a whole body. He's also well preserved.
I heard his dying recitation. Oh yes, Master. The record of his last moments were
5 droids, burning through the outer door. They're forcing their way into the bay. Please, someone there! Oh no, they're through! Oh, my leg! They're burning through my leg! Oh, stop! Stop, please!
Addendum. His remaining attempts at communication are variations in decibel, Master, ranging from frenzied screams to gibbering.
I need to, You still cannot see. It's the problem I have with Australians is that, oh, it's video. I like that. Video is stuck in super speed. Actually, I need to stop so much with Blue Cat Wolf. No one will believe a word I say. If you've been to Paris, then that's cool. I've never been to Paris. I would love to go at some point.
Of course, Master. Pitying answer. Answer. Only if he hasn't already.
Let's see.
Theory.
I need...
Warning. I encourage you. Weary resignation. Very well. Correction.
Let's see.
Condescending musing.
Okay, I'm on the right thing.
Explanation. Condescending.
Yeah, leave condescending out of your speech conditionals from now on, or else.
Placating answer.
Alright, so then.
Objection. Mess. Irritated objection. A recitation. There. Confused query. I.
Okay. Okay, there we go. I had to, there's a whole path right there. Basically, this guy had the code. They say it burned through his leg. His legs are still there, though. This guy had the code, but he's dead, and it's voice printed. He has a vocabulator that can mimic voice prints, but he has a moral conundrum where he feels like it would be wrong for him to speak it in the guy's voice. So I had to trick him into speaking it in the guy's voice, and then use a sonic sensor to record his voice. Oh, hi, buddy. Poke. Okay, sorry. I've been to Paris and Wales, been stuck in England the rest of my life. No wonder I'm ready to end it all. No! I wouldn't do that. I've been in America for the most part. I've been a lot of different places in America, though. America's a big place. USA is a big place. Texas is a big place. Just the state that I'm in. If you drive it from top to bottom or side to side, you can be driving for 12 or 14 hours and never see another state. And we've got 50 of those. Dark jokes help me, my friends. Dark jokes can actually really help. I kind of wish I was good with dark humor. Nice, okay. Self-deprecating dark humor helps me so. Hey, whatever works, so long as it works for you. I also want to visit England. Any of you in England gaming community or no? I'll let you know if my TARDIS visits. That would be awesome. I am not in England. I am in Texas. If I didn't have 3 legs, I would be truly depressed. But you don't come to my house. Jeez. Where in England would I meet you if not your property? A grave if you're not careful. Good lord. That escalated quickly. Yeah, we let's say I live in Texas, and in Texas is a big state. There are 48 states adjacent, right? We have 2 other states, but they're not part of the mainland, right? They're Alaska, which is connected to Canada. So you have to go through Canada to get to that state, and then there's also Hawaii, which is a series of islands off the side, right? So I've not been to those, but I've been to several of the states inside. Texas is so freaking ginormous that a 12 to 14 hour drive, though, which is unbelievable. From top to bottom, you're still in the same state. I'm not going to England to attend my own funeral. I forget which date I saw my funeral, though. My TARDIS does not let me see when and how I die. Time travel laws. Fair. I might look like I'm ready to rip off your head, but that's my miserable resting face. Well, I mean, that'll definitely... it's over half here. Miner. Oh, I have ion grenades. That should do some damage. Probably ought to fix this, though. Feats. Can't do anything. So what does finesse do? Characters mastered using grace and speed, dexterity, or strength bonus to whichever is higher. That doesn't make a difference to me. Dual strike characters advanced training use teamwork when attacking an enemy that another party member also gets bonus to hit. That's not bad. Let's do toughness though. It'll give me additional HP each time I level up. And then I get powers. But I'm not at level 6 yet, am I? The answer is no. Nope. So I need to find powers that are going to make sense for where I am. And that... I need... shoot. Well, we'll do force shock, I guess, and force push should be neutral, I think. Let's see. Push is neutral, so cool. Yeah, the darker on this one, the darker, if you're on the dark side, dark powers take less force power, force points to use, and light force powers take more, and vice versa is true, right? So whatever side you're aligned with, those powers will be easier for you to use. Universal powers, luckily, are just kind of low cost for both sides, so that's why I'm doing a neutral one and a dark side one. Let's see. I don't have a gun, but I am a level 4 master with nunchucks. Nice. He's trained by legendary Danny Six Fingers. True false story. Danny Six Fingers. Well, unfortunately, my property still has a Dalek. I have to try very hard to make sure it doesn't shoot anyone who isn't... It does not shoot anyone who isn't me. Like a Dalek is always meant to. True, but it depends on what kind of Dalek it is, too. I mean, we could just put some stairs in and we'll be okay. They ain't gonna mess with me. Can't climb the stairs. It might, I'm just messing around. I know they fixed that problem in, like, a long time ago now. Holy crud, I just hit it with that, poke it with that thing, and it just, like, goes right down. I shock it with lightning. It's like, that's not too bad. You notice I used shock once, and it took 2/3 of my bar. Stairs? Oh no, my home is is one level only. While still up one flight of stairs on floor 1. I want to say they fixed that, and I can't even remember what season or so. I want to say that they had fixed that, but at some point it was not a big. Whoops. I don't have stairs in my home either. I have stairs all outside of it, but I don't have stairs inside. Oh, fix that, maintenance droid. Oh, hold on. There we go. I love it when the maintenance droid gets there too late and he's like, well, even I can't do this. Oh, tower stairs, so you still have to climb. Ah, shoot. Why did I get him and the little spider guy? Little spider guy's got a shield. I need to shock him. There we go. Make sure your stamina meter is good for climbing. Yeah, exactly. Make sure your little lime has got all of its little slices in it, or otherwise you won't be able to make it. I was the 2019 World Climbing All Things Champion, no problem. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, go away. Those are just mines. Those are just flat... Here, you know what? Take it. Those are just mines. There's nothing subtle about them at all. Can I use a mild one to just detonate it? I think I'm wasting actual ion grenades here. Let's minor sonic detonator should do it. There we go. BOTW, I'm sorry, I don't reply to mediocrity. And yet, aren't you going to try Tears of the Kingdom? I thought you said something about that. Maybe I'm wrong. I saw in the future, TOTK has VR, so you have to be good at climbing. Otherwise, fail. Honestly, climbing in VR can be kind of creepy. I played Vader Immortal on this channel, but I also have it on the Oculus. Played the heck out of that. I love that game. It's really, really fun. But falling in VR does give you that same feeling of your stomach being in your throat, even though you're not moving anywhere. It's insane how crazy. Don't tell nobody.
Voice print ID R1B5.
Open the door and log out. Cool, we did that. I need a spacesuit though. Didn't BOTW have a VR with the Labo or something? I can't recall. I know Mario Odyssey had a VR thing. I didn't even know that. So that's impressive. Because I didn't know. Back when I was hiking through India, I had to climb 2 hours straight. And where were you climbing? BOTW needs an update. Add fun. Yeah. Yeah, it's... To be fair, it's got all of the things necessary to have fun. It just doesn't do it... How do I want to say this? Because I've been thinking about this for a while. Because I agree with you. I don't think it's a particularly great game. But I think it ticks all of the boxes. I think it ticks all of the boxes.
That's about
but
time.
it doesn't
I'm picking you up.
it doesn't do it as well as other games that do, I think, it better. Like Skyrim does some of the things that it should do better. The Witcher does some stuff. Just Cause for the hang gliders, like Just Cause does it better. So like why do we want to play this if it's not for the...
Huh? You're crazy, even for a Jedi. What little is left of they're venting
Hold on, let me get through this little...
I can't. I'm locked. The vents look like they've been purposely rerouted to vent the gas. Now what now?
Somebody's gonna dock on the
I don't believe this.
Paragus.
I have a bad feel.
Let's see. My favorite thing about Breath of the Wild is that it reminds me it's Zelda, and then I can just play a good Zelda game. That's true, though. You could absolutely just play, Oh, I forgot that's who came up. This particular Sith Lord... The Sith Lords in this game are some of the baddest of the bad. This is Darth Sion. Darth Sion is intense because he is so... His bones are completely splintered. His skin... He's dead. He's been dead for a long time, and he just uses the Force to hold him together and keep him going. Okay, let me catch up here, sorry. I genuinely don't even think Breath of the Wild is bad. It just has a lot of... It just doesn't do anything better than other games do. In my opinion. Biddy, who doesn't like your new name? I'll break their legs. Oh, it's if it's what fits you, it's what fits you. That's what's interesting. There's a Hammerhead Corvette. We get to see one of those actually used for Hammerhead Corvetting in episode 9, I think, which is kind of cool. How has GoldenEye on Switch been going for those who have played it? I have not played it. By the way, Retro, you're multi-streaming on Twitch. I don't think I am at the moment. I may be accidentally, but if it wasn't unintentional. I can do that, I just don't think I am doing it. I want a new Sith called Darth Garth. Have it under the background, it says offline. Oh, yeah, no, I don't think I have I can multi-stream, I don't think I am multi-streaming at present. Darth John Cena. That would be, the only problem is he wouldn't be a great fighter because his arms are too big, they'd get in the way. Like a lightsaber duelist. I might stream on Twitch tomorrow. What do you think? Shall I? Yeah, I think you should go for it. If it's fun and it feels good, I say go for it. I should be able to. Now that I finished cat sitting. Nice. Able to see you streaming. I meant to see. You can see me streaming on Twitch right now. If it did, then it's because I guess it auto-launched, which I didn't launch it, but that's okay with me. So on my OBS, I have a WebSocket protocol that does allow me to stream on both, well, on multiple platforms at the same time. So, I do believe, I'm gonna try something just for the fun of it. I think that hurts me. I'm gonna save. New slot. Cool. I think this hurts me. Yep. It's not bad though, so. Back when I was hiking through America, me and Cena. Wow. Okay, well. See Ash streaming. I was responding to a suggestion to stream. Oh, okay, gotcha. Was he invisible? I'm a terrible. Why would you say you're a terrible streamer? I think your streams are great. I've had fun. The ones I've got now. Granted, I apologize. I haven't been able to be at all of them, but the ones I've gotten to be at, I thought were a ton of fun. What do you mean? It's only for the masterpiece from Dusk Till Dawn. It's real to me. It's real to me. If it exists in the movie, it exists in real life. Yeah, I would say, what would you say? I mean, what would you say? Like, same situation for me. Like, I don't think I'm a particularly good streamer. But the idea isn't for me to be a good streamer. It's just for me to have a room or an arena where people can get together and talk and have fun. And right now we're getting together and we're talking about stuff, and I'm having fun. So I would say that I'm successful in that endeavor. And you may disagree, and that's okay too. I thought my streams were terrible. Granted, I have as much fun as I could before retiring from streaming on Twitch, but who knows what'll happen. I enjoy streaming on YouTube. The community that I found on YouTube seems to be a little bit more welcoming, maybe? Or maybe they're all kind of doing the same thing. Because I think Twitch gets competitive because people are getting paid and people all want they're trying to get the views and they're trying to up the counts and all this stuff so that they can make money on it. And I think that's not, I mean, I can't speak for everyone else. It's not my focus. So YouTube, the community is like, oh, we're probably not going to make a lot of money. Yay. So why don't we just stream and have fun? And that's kind of what my thing is. Like, I'm not, if I make money, I make money, but that's not my primary. Let's see. I think Anna is my only follower on my new Twitch. I don't think that's true. I think I am too, but maybe I'm not. If I'm not, send me the link and I'll make sure I am. And may return to Twitch. I already followed, and you followed mine, right? It'll be heartbreaking when I steal you from a retro. Does she know we're running away yet? She knows, and she's planning on stopping us immediately. I genuinely can't stream on my YouTube. I don't know why. It's the only reason I have a Twitch. It's whatever's comfortable. I mean, YouTube is just that way for me, but I also do multi-stream, right? If I want some exposure, I can understand that. I understand that if I wanted to make something of it, that exposure is a good thing. Son of a gun. Thank you. I hate those things. There are droids that can actually do that too. And it's a roll of the dice whether they'll freeze you in place. It's so frustrating. So I know you do most of your stuff from your PlayStation 5, but do you have a son of a gun? Do you have a laptop or something that you could, because you could technically just run it through that laptop and it would work. Because your internet connection's really good. If you let a capture card do all the encoding for you. Let's see. Then again, I'm happy I had my capture card and stuff for streaming. I could only stream PS4 games, had an audio mixer on my voice, so my voice could actually be heard. Yeah, my setup is definitely more complicated than it needs to be. Whenever I try video, it says I'm not verified, even though I've been verified and have to wait 24 hours. Oh yeah. I hope to stream Persona 5, but I didn't have an audio mixer. Hollow Knight, Shadow of the Colossus, etc. Yeah. Yeah, again, my audio, not just my audio, my setup is way more extensive than it needs to be. I get that. I've done videos on my channel that are usually just really thrown together that show exactly what I use, and how I use it and all that kind of good stuff. But I also understand that what I kind of wanted to do at some point, and again, I may never do it, just because I don't know if enough people would care, if it would be helpful to enough people, is show like the budget, like what I use, but then also like how you could emulate what I'm doing for a tenth of what I'm doing it for. Just because I didn't learn it until I didn't learn how to save money on it until after I'd already bought all the expensive stuff. Let me throw this at you. Here you go. Cool. Because like I use a I've got a mixer that has I bought a computer in 2015 and I've just been upgrading it steadily from 2015. So like it's gotten a couple of new GPUs in it and stuff. But I don't buy a whole new rig, right? I might spend $200 on a new GPU. The capture we bought a capture card last year that fits into the computer, and it does I can use whatever GPU or I can use it to do it. Let's see. Insane audio quality. He's also rich. Well, yeah, I mean that helps too. I'm not necessarily the wealthiest guy out there. I've been doing it for a long, long time. The person who actually played Tess in the game version of The Last of Us sadly just been. Aw. Oh, geez, that sucks. I didn't know that. That's awful. I was actually just watching someone play through Last of Us today. Okay. So I don't do... I'm level 4, right? Yep. Character to use their own health to fuel their force. No, I don't want to do that. Why would I do that? That seems awful. Master Force you. Enables the character to use part of their own health to fuel. All force powers cost 30% of the cost of their vitality points and 30% for force. The less this is no, I don't want to do that. Dude, kill myself using the force? No. Do I have lightsaber throw? I might use that. I can't even get it yet, can I? Yeah, I can. Lightsaber throw. What's that thing again do you have with time? I think I might have it. Chronophobia. I just saw on Discord. I was going through my message. Time started to... Yeah. Nah, I've spent 25 years alone, 25, 30 years contemplating the scariness of time, so I understand it. No need to worry about time, anyone. I'm the doctor in the... That would be super awesome. I'd love that. Yeah, chronophobia is what it is. And I found out my uncle has it apparently too, which makes me feel a little bit better. Wait, is that a fight? No, it doesn't. No, not Chrono Trigger or Chrono Cross. I love those games. Those are awesome. Oh, I'm going away. Okay, ion grenade to you, and then I'm gonna run away because it's gonna hurt me too. Ion grenade to the farthest droid. I missed. How did I miss that? Okay, ion grenade to the closest droid. Killed one. And shock to this one. Yeah, I can keep poking. It's my favorite JRPG ever. What's the definition again? Definition, it's difficult, but I think it's just phobia, right? Fear of chrono, time, I believe. So I think it's just the fear of time. Favorite JRPG ever, but it has the prefix of that fear. It does. And Chrono Trigger is amazing. Anna, it was one of the first things Anna actually bought me as just kind of a side gift. She bought me a complete Chrono Trigger, and it was super nice. And I'd love to play that game on the channel. I like Chrono Trigger. I have not passed it and played it through in a long time, so it would be like playing it blind. But I remember loving it when I played it through. It's been years. 15 maybe? 20, no, 20. 20 years ago it'd be what, 2003? No, it's longer than that. Maybe 99? Sheesh, yeah, maybe 99. Good lord. I will admit almost anyone can be scared of time. It's a concept us humans invented a long time ago, and it has to be spent wisely. I've been changing things in my life due to thinking about time lately. Maybe it'll be for the better, but something has clicked in my brain. I also believe that when you pass, it's darkness. That's it. Nothing. You won't even know. If I believed in heaven, maybe I'd be a more positive with time passing or something. I did realize my own cynical self-rants before going to bed last night are a waste of time, so at least I need to remember and try to use my time more effectively. I think time, so this is the here we go. This is my chronophobic thing. Sonic grenade's not gonna do a lot of damage. Oh, it did half. That's more than I thought it would do. Here you go. I'll give you one more. So from my perspective, what happens when you die, after you die, isn't all that relevant. Like, death itself doesn't scare me, even if it's if there is something great, and if there is nothing, it doesn't bother me all that much. It's that doesn't bother me. Death is not. I'm not afraid of death, and nor have I ever. And I'm not afraid of what happens after death. I don't care if it's heaven or if it's hell or if it's nothing. That's never bothered me either. Which is weird. Got you too, didn't I? Yep. It's time that scares me. And the reason that time scares me is because you spend your entire life, you spend the first half of it for certain, first 18 years, learning new concepts, whether that be to read and write, to walk, to do mathematics, to be better suited for political, economical, intellectual, or otherwise social challenges out there. You gain mastery, or you work to gain mastery over certain skill sets. Sometimes they're niche skill sets, like me with the cards. It's something that doesn't really benefit anyone, but it's a catharsis. And sometimes it's a useful skill set, like being good at mathematics, or sciences, history, something that's marketable. Being able to teach, or being really good at learning, right? Those all have their utility. And then you run the risk of, through genetic predisposition or otherwise, slowly losing those skills. And that could be anything from losing memory to losing to your ability to walk regressing, your ability to move becoming limited, your ability to shrug off injury being severely limited. Hate this thing. We're just trading sonic detonators. You work really hard when you're in school to remember things, right? You learn things, and then you gauge your knowledge by your ability to remember them and apply them effectively. And as you get older, your memory could become worse. Your ability, you run in track, you try to become the oh cool, battle armor. I bet it's medium. Yup. God dang it, Chanies. They made such good armor, and it's too good for me. Ichanis are awesome, by the way. Okay, let me see here. I found myself addicted to Twitter, and I've muted and I've blocked so many accounts I won't even bite back with negativity now. And I use it as a news feed. It's so much better for my health. Absolutely. People do have those differing beliefs on what happens when one dies. I respect those beliefs, and that's a good way to look at it. Nobody knows, except for the dead, and they're not great at telling. Death doesn't necessarily bother me. It's the time I could have possibly wasted with this one chance I'm given. And it's inevitable that we're going to use some time frivolously. It's just a matter of being mindful. Don't let time pass. I'll explain a scenario, actually. I'm going to catch up, and then I'll explain a scenario that terrifies me. Because it happens, and it happens to everybody. Absolutely, I'm gradually changing my Twitter experience, which is great. If it's better for you, then it's better, right? I also do wonder if there's a subconscious or even social media or news pressure to live a good life. It makes us want to do as much stuff or good stuff before we die, trying not to be too morbid here. That's a good point, but it's also a different topic, because I don't believe that morality is subjective, I believe. I do not believe morality is objective. I believe it's circumstantial, and I know that's an unpopular opinion. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I think I've wasted a lot of years, which I've been thinking about lately. Think I'm becoming more ill too, so time in life is such a weird focus lately. Not to be a downer. No, that's okay. It's good to have the awareness, because when you have an awareness, when you have awareness of what you want to change, then you have the ability to change it. It's when you don't know what's going on where you get lost, right? Life has been more of a weird focus for me probably since the C virus has started. Yeah. I've had some life goals which either had to go away or be reduced because of the pandemic, and there was an element of, yeah. Now what I think is, yeah. So I mean, yeah, first again, a problem I have with social networking is social networking has become a lot of, and I would put this in quotes, moral people, right? People that are telling you what is good and what is bad. And I think good and bad are circumstantial, right? I don't think that killing is good, but in wartime, I think we argue that killing is fine, right? I don't like it, but we would argue that it's necessary and that the people that do it aren't bad. We would argue that theft is bad on the whole, but I think we would also argue that a starving family. I know the breath mask is medium. I need to upgrade my armor. I need to be able to at least wear medium, because I know the breath mask for a fact is medium. Oh, it's not. I guess it was a medium in the second one, or in the first one. Not in this one. Okay, never mind. I still need to upgrade it though. Oh, Mandalorian melee shield? Heck yeah. Insulated gloves. Sorry, oh, I do have an implant? How did I get an implant? Okay. Reflex +1? Heck yeah, okay. This is great. The same, okay, exactly the same can apply to Hogwarts Legacy. People can be called bad for buying the game. So what if they buy the game? Well, exactly. The thing about, well, and there's also an assumption, right? You have to assume someone's politics based off of something superficial, right? If you stole something, and I made the assumption that you were evil because you stole, then I'm imposing objective morality to a circumstance which I have no insight to. If you are starving to death and we're trying to preserve your family, then the greatest good is the survival of you and yours. So in that case, the stealing of food from a corporation, while it may be undesirable, would be the greatest good because it would preserve the greatest life, in my opinion. But that's circumstantial, because there is a level of where that wouldn't necessarily be necessary. Do I need to slice it open? I guess I could. I'm just gonna destroy the console to force the... I don't have to use a spike. Killing, same situation. Almost any sin or bad thing you can think of is acceptable in certain circumstances. And so therefore it's all circumstantial, so therefore morality is circumstantial. That's my belief. Now, you, like I said, again, if you disagree, that's okay too. My brother and I had a long conversation about it, and we disagree fundamentally. He believes there is an objective piece, and I don't. But that's okay. I don't know for a fact.
Disturbance. The one that fired.
Oh shoot, I didn't mean to hit that.
The story is a long one. We need to make our way to the docking area on this level. I fear the airlock has already opened, and if so, we must be on our guard.
Well, we're gonna have to.
The Ebon Hawk.
I think I'm a pretty decent person overall. My only problem is that I'm too handsome. I can't even walk out of my house without 28 women leaping onto me trying to pull off my jeans. Difficult times. No, that's hey, that's a good problem to have. That's, you gotta. I've got, you know, I don't need 28. I've got the best one ever, so I'm good. But I appreciate the fact that you're doing so well in that regard. I don't think I'm breaking any new ground in saying I love my wife, am I? I do love my wife quite a bit. She is absolutely one of the best people I've ever known. So, but you guys know her too now, so you guys have some insight. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I do have. Anna's just a sweetheart. She's just such a sweetie. It's very difficult not to really. She doesn't try, and yet you can see it. I think.
Good thing we have a clear run to the ship.
I like to pop into Anna's stream, say hello, some dumb joke, and then vanish in the shadows until our next epic encounter. Hey, that's. I know she enjoys it too, though. I know that brings a smile to her, so no worries.
Stay put and wait for rescue. Correction.
Let's see.
Resignation.
Oh, it's some floating mines and an HK-50. Whoa!
I will silence this one.
Okay, Cray, you're gonna need something more than your... Okay. I think you're gonna need something more than just that. The epic encounters continue in the latest fantasy saga written by all of us. Goodness knows we can all write it. Heck yeah! Oh, get back! We didn't get back in time and it blew Kreia up. It killed her. Get up! She takes a lot of vitamin C. We're okay. Awesome sauce. Oh yeah, I was talking about time. I forgot. I got off topic. Oh yeah, so we can see all the people we get. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we can keep 2 of this at any time. So, and one of them you have to build. And so if you don't find all the pieces, I believe one of them is actually on this droid right here. Yep, that vocabulator. If you miss that vocabulator, you miss that. You can't go back. So you miss that vocabulator, you don't. You can't build one of your companions. Is that roughly the same amount of slots as KOTOR 1? It's one more. KOTOR 1 had 9 companions possible. You could absolutely forget and miss several of them, but KOTOR 2 has 10. So. And again, you can absolutely just miss over them. Kind of want to make a story about a horror character called Jangly Man. You hear him come when he's near. Jangle, jangle starts to get louder, and then death. That would be hilarious. I would read that. That's funny. I would absolutely read that. Oh, time. I was talking about time. This is super serious, right? Time. Anyway, time. You have, you work your time. Think of your life. Think of the way your life has worked. When you were young, you worked to remember things. You worked to speak. You worked to have, to have a decent command over language. You worked to crawl and then to walk and then to run. When you were in school, you worked to run faster than the others. So it wasn't just about running, it was about running the best.
Wrong.
You sense no one on board? Sense any assassin droids?
Everyone here has been slain, yet there are few.
Then what are we doing on this You two are supposed to be Jedi?
Let's see.
Maybe I would.
We cannot go back. If the assassin machine was correct, then we cannot reach the hangar. Besides.
Look, I don't mean to. You'll need the orbital drift.
I gotta remember what this is. Oh yeah, I remember.
Oh, you mean with the huge crew we brought along with us? That's a brilliant idea.
We need a course of action, not division in our...
I just said that.
Well, of course they have the asteroid drift charts in their net. Well, we'd have to get to the bridge, I mean...
That is a sound plan.
Okay. So it's basically telling me that I can... Let's see.
Very well.
Okay, that's okay. So now I can gain and lose influence with party members, which is going to be essential to making them into Jedi or Sith. Actually ran, then walked, then tripped, then fell, then crawled, then hopped back to safety. My friend wants me to write a comedy show, but I don't want to get canceled. I would have pitchforks thrown at me. That's just the nature of it, but might as well, right? That possibly still irks all of us. Why do we have to worry about the comedy we come up with? Some jokes do. Yeah, some jokes do cross the line, no doubt. But anyway, we work hard to do all of those things, and then time, as a roll of the dice, may take any and all of those from us. Oh, there he is.
Everyone down!
Some people, as they get older, lose the ability to walk, some lose the ability to speak, some lose their memory, some lose their ability to process thoughts that they normally would have considered to be easy. It can be a roll of the dice. It can be a genetic predisposition. But time is what time is the countdown clock, right? The moment you were born was the countdown clock to your death. And it's not the realization that that's the case. That's not the problem. It's the realization that everything that you grow, everything that you've climbed up to hits an apex, and then attempts, depending on how circumstances line up, attempts to fall downhill. I will work very, very hard to try and make sure that that doesn't affect me like it does affect other people. But that doesn't mean I can guarantee that that's the case. I can only do as much as I can do, you know? Let's give you this one. Give you some energy shields. Survey gear so your awareness is up. We'll give you the defense gauntlets because you're the only one of us that can wear them. We'll give you a cardio regulator to keep you alive for longer. We'll give you energy shields you probably won't use. And we will give you a vibro sword. That's 220. Let me have that. Because I'm going to be on the front lines more than you are. So you get the blade at 110, and then I'll get the sword at 220. Okay. I'm sorry. Let me catch up real quick. Well, there's a reason for the term dice is well, it could be. Yeah, that's true. I have a question. Okay, sure. It's serious though, so I hope it's okay to ask. I want an answer from both of you. Okay, sure. Goodness me, is this discussion of time going to pertain to you both responding to my collab questions when you get around to it? I probably not, but I could always make a tangent if you wanted. Are you prepared? Sure. How many 10-year-olds do you think you could fight at once? All of them. At least 20. Do you like Asterix does? Yeah, no, a lot of them. Probably all of them. Because the problem... whoa, okay. Yeah, I would say all of them. Firstly, I'm a pretty big guy. So there's that. Oh, son of a gun, that's not what I meant to do. Firstly, I'm a pretty big guy and decently strong. But also, as far as I'm aware, 10-year-olds, even at their best, are not generally the most well-organized. And that means that their weaknesses are much easier to spot than that of an adult who probably knows which things need to be guarded. So the odds of you finding a 10-year-old who's able to defend themselves in that regard, not great. Reroute the Navicomputer. Heck yeah. Download those charts, check them logs. I don't care about them logs. I'm just gonna get out of here. We got the charts, man. Let's cheese it. I'm not a big guy. I don't know how big you are, Viddy. I've seen you on camera, but only in parts. And of course, I wouldn't ask you to disclose anything you're uncomfortable with. But I'm a decent-sized guy. My friend said, "What if they swarm you?" But I could knock each of them out with one punch each. So if I time it right, they're gonna go down like dominoes. I almost thought the serious question would be more along the lines of okay to one punch a 10-year-old. Big feet. Me too. This is serious, actually. This is gonna sound weird, but my in-laws actually bought me for Christmas. They bought me 3 pairs of shoes because there are no stores in my area, nor could I find many online. There he is. That made my size. And Australia and England use different sizes than America, so I can't even think of how I would begin to convey. I can't even begin to think of how I would begin to convey. But anyway, they don't make my size. In America, it's a 12. I wear a size 12 5E is what that's called. But I know in England and Australia, I think the number's like 42 or something more along those lines. I'd have to double check. England, actually, I think it's just it's a little bit. It'd be like, I think it's an 11.5 5E or something like that. But anyway, they had to actually buy me shoes. They found a place that made them and they bought me shoes. It was just awesome, and I'm incredibly grateful. The first time I've ever had shoes. I'm not really that buff regardless of my own exercise. I'm not that tall. I'm not super tall. I'm only about 5'9"-ish, maybe a little taller. I don't think I'm buff, I'm just really broad, meaty lad. Yeah, it's same, but size is... The bigger you are, the stronger you're going to be naturally. It's just how that works. You're not necessarily going to be in the best health always, but you're always... you are going to have more to throw around. In fact, if we happen to meet face to face, you'd probably be surprised at how small I am. Not like a dwarf or anything, but I'm small enough for a costume designer to ask me, "Don't you even eat?" Oh, well, that's interesting. That's an interesting question. I reckon if we were all in a bar fight against Trunks, probably the video would be unleashed. Yeah, very possible. 4'8", who knows? I don't even know what a roundhouse kick would be like. More like 5 foot, close to 160 centimeters. Okay. I didn't say that. I was saying that us being bigger, and I said us, me too. I think I'm bigger than you, Ash. It would be fair of me to call you unhealthy and then say I'm great. I wouldn't do that. That'd be awful of me. We don't insult each other's fingers, says. What is it? I didn't say that. I wouldn't call him that. I mean, I'll put it out there. I don't care. I'm not super tall. I'm like 5'9", maybe 5'9.5". Anna's taller than me. She's 5 foot. She's like 5'10", 5'10.5". She's actually a tall lady. And I probably weigh about 255. I'm a big guy. 5'11" here. Yes, you're actually tall. You're taller than me. You're bigger in some ways. I've seen that. I don't want an eye patch. Nice. It's something so there's something wrong. So I can't quite put my finger on. Nice. Yeah. So you're probably a good solid inch or two taller than me. Well, if you're 5'11", then yeah, you're probably a good inch or two taller than me. I'm 5'9", maybe. I'm somewhere between 5'9" and 5'10", so I'm not uber tall. But I weigh a solid, probably, I believe, 255. So I'm a decently large guy in terms of broadness. And I probably have a little bit more of a belly on me than I ought to, but I don't let it bother me too much. I can still run around and jump around and exercise, and I do. So I don't care all that much. Anna likes me, I like me, so I'm fine. That's all that matters. But you're both surely close to my height. See, quite a few of my family are a fair bit taller than me. My father's oh, okay. I don't know my weight. That's all right. And you wouldn't have to share it if you did. That's not. I'm just putting mine out there. I don't. It doesn't bother me one way or the other. I was much bigger in my teen years. Lost a lot of weight since then. No, I mean, it happens. I was really small in my childhood and teen years, and then I got bigger. After operations, I got well bigger. I was small when I was smaller when I was younger, but I had a... I don't want to get real deep into it, but I had something was disordered that was preventing me from being able to reach a specific size, so... I'm actually curious how much I weigh now. And I saw that quote after it, so that's what I was laughing at. Let me check the map here. I think we're good. Let me check my log, but I think we're good to go back to the Ebon Hawk now. Are we good to go back to the Ebon? I think we're good to go back to the Ebon Hawk. Let me look. I think so. I don't weigh much, but I do have a bit of a hot tummy after being... I have more of an... Yeah, no, that's fair. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, I'm definitely a bigger guy. I'm probably in that way, and probably not. That's probably not the best thing. But like again, I don't. So long as I'm healthy and Anna's okay with me and I'm okay with me, that's my thing. Nobody's gonna. I don't think anybody's gonna give me any flack for it. At least I'm not packing plenty worthy of the four. That's funny. I almost forgot to mention. I'd almost forgotten mentions of the four horse. Yeah, I don't know. That was just what came to mind because there was four of you, right? It's Vidi, you. It's Ash, you, of course, and then so I didn't assign your individual titles because I thought that would be something that wouldn't. I thought it might be something you guys had preference to. So I didn't actually assign which specific ones, but it was you. It's you, Ash, you, Vidi. Omega Ace, of course, and Thumb, and whichever of the four you decide that you like. I'm Death because I'm Grim. Hey, to me it's whichever you feel like you fulfill the best. All four of the things that are the horsemen are awful and great at the same time. Necessary and unnecessary, sadly.
Are you all right?
Pestilence. I'm either famine or pestilence. Now I forget the fourth one. War is the fourth one.
This was your room?
We do not have much time. Whatever you...
Yeah. So and here's going to be my armband. Boop. And my data pad. Yep. Death, War, Pestilence, and Famine. Or if you play Darksiders, which I do like, it's Death, War. It's War, Death, Wrath, and Fury. Which is just two different ways of saying angry. And anger is, as far as I know, a deadly sin, but not a horseman. Even Red Dwarf, a Western parody of the Four Gunmen of the Apocalypse, is the same four titles. Yeah, the Four Horsemen. I mean, it's just such a cool, such an epic title. And when there are only four of you, it was the first one I thought of. I saw you. When Retro gets famous, I hope he's a fan of Disguised as a I like to draw. I would draw that. I would absolutely draw that if I had the talent. I don't know if I don't know. I like to draw. I don't know if I'm good at it. I send pictures at some point. No, nothing. Let's keep moving. I'll have to send pictures to you guys of the things that I've drawn. Let's see what you guys think. I like to paint and I like to draw. I actually talked about doing an art channel at some point in time, just where I get, because I'm drawing stuff for my my brother has written some really amazing story material for this, and I won't spoil any of it, but it's this really awesome like graphic. No, I'm not gonna go on the Kolto tank. I'm fine. It's this really awesome. Originally was conceptualized as like a graphic novel type thing. He's like, I want I want you to draw the pictures, and I was like, sure. So I'll have to take some pictures and send them to you guys and see what you think. And you might look at me and be like, this is dumb. But anyway, I was gonna draw them anyway, so I thought, well, I might just, while I'm doing it, normally all I'll do is listen to music and talk to myself anyway. Might as well talk to people that aren't myself and get legitimate feedback. Come on.
Came from
the show bottom favorite English comedy. I haven't seen that before. British comedy, mine's old-fashioned. I liked was it Blackadder with Rowan Atkinson, and a bit of Fry and Laurie with obviously Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie. Perhaps before this should go do Red Dead, the only four people riding horses. Keep in mind I'm gradually getting in. Heck yeah, I would do that. When you draw me, give me a beanie? Sure, I don't mind that. I think I should rediscover drawing, considering I'm exploring more than doing gaming, of course. Yeah, that's true. I'm pretty sure my streaming services... Okay, sorry. I was reading the other thing. Nice. Yeah, some of those were absolutely fantastic. Well, of course, Stephen Fry... not Stephen Fry, excuse me. Hugh Laurie made his way into Blackadder as well. But yeah, I absolutely adored those. I watched the heck out of those. Oh, nice. Okay, well then I'll have to take a peek at it. I'm a huge fan of Stephen Fry in general. I think he's brilliant. He's written 3 books on Greek mythology, and they are awesome. Just beautiful retellings of classic stories. And of course, if you get the audiobooks, he narrates them, and he's got such a phenomenal voice. I listened to a lecture of his on the study of languages and communications. I mean, he's just... The man is, in my opinion, the man is just absolutely brilliant. I listened to him debate. And again, I'm not going to give an opinion. I'm just going to tell you I think he was eloquent, whether I agree with his opinion or not. I saw him debate with Dr. Jordan Peterson on political correctness. I saw him debate with Christopher Hitchens on whether or not the Catholic Church was a force for good. I mean, I've seen him just articulate himself to the nth degree, and he's fantastic.
Focus fallen.
Oh, heck yeah, I'll give it a look then, because I do indeed. Old British humor is, it's like, I'm going to say this, and it's not meant to be offensive, but listening to Old British humor is kind of like listening to dad jokes, because as Americans, that's where we come from. We're the adolescents to the age-old England, right? And so, a lot of times, we're trying the whole edgy this, that, and the other, kind of rebellious teen phase. Sometimes the classic is just fun. I'm not sad that America was made, but I am sad that we've lost so many of the comedies and conversations that are English innately. I understand why we became America, and I'm happy that we've become America, because obviously I don't think at the time that was an appropriate, I don't think that what was going on was appropriate, but I also do absolutely believe that we've lost a lot of the... I'm offended. Why? Don't be offended. It's such a good stuff. Like, that's the thing. We've lost... So British comedy and American comedy don't line up a lot anymore. They don't.
I can't help it. Don't you feel it?
Yes.
You don't survive on the rim as long as I have.
Well, that's fair.
All right, but trust me.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna lose his... Yep. Dang it. That's not what I wanted. An American whose favorite shows Doctor considered to be dry and they love. Yeah, that's the thing. I think that British comedy is great. I think British comedy is amazing, but a lot of Americans have lost it. There's a lot of dry. But there's also a lot of nuance to some of it. Americans are just trying to be edgier and edgier and edgier than the previous person. And don't get me wrong, there is some utility in that. Like Ricky Gervais did that for a long time, but I think his stuff was actually pretty well thought out. And I think with us, it's, you get Ricky Gervais, we get what, Amy Schumer? That's a bit of a bummer. I don't like Amy Schumer. That's not a political thing. I just don't find her funny at all. The YouTube channel. All I will say is if you've watched The Inbetweeners, please do not watch the US. The UK version is fantastic. Same thing with The Office. I did not like the American version of The Office. The Ricky Gervais version I thought was hilarious. The Steve Carell version I thought was dumb. Personally.
He cannot kill what he cannot see, and power has blinded him long ago. Run. I shall be along shortly.
Both sides try their own version of the comedy show. Same title characters most often. Even America tried the Ozzy, Kath, and Kevin Fit. Yeah. Sometimes version of shows The Office. Yeah. Would work like that was the thing. Is a lot of American comedy. George Carlin's my favorite. Bill Burr, Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle I think is intelligence guised in comedy, because he does give a lot of that. George Carlin also, same situation. George Carlin was sharp. The man had so many things going for him in addition to his comedy. Bill Burr, I agree. Bill Burr is hilarious, and I love him. And I liked, but there are also a lot of just North American comedians. I liked Norm Macdonald a lot, and Norm Macdonald was Canadian. I thought he was hilarious. Did not go past the pot. That makes sense. Yeah, George Carlin was hilarious. I saw some of his stuff back in the 60s or 70s, whatever. But anyway, as he got older, he didn't get more or less funny. He just got more passionate about the same opinions he had held the whole time, and the censors went down from what you could say back when he started. If you ever get a chance, if you've not seen George Carlin when he was you saw him during his late phases, right? When he was, the long white hair and the beard, and he could say bad words. But then if you go to his old stuff, he had the nice slick combed hair and part suit and everything. Same voice, but It's worth a watch if you've not seen it. It'll give you a kick, if nothing else, just because he was in such a different television space at that time. Engine maintenance control. Okay, reroute the maintenance control system. I have 13 parts. Open. And there's the maintenance door open, so we're good. My mere mention of Red Dwarf's parody of the Four Horsemen was talking about Britcoms and stuff. We had to move on for more serious. Oh, though, that's fine. If you're ever uncomfortable talking about something because it's become too serious and it's putting you in a bad headspace, just tell me. I'll change it. That's no problem. How on earth do we get to that top? You know, but that's the fun thing, because if you're having a good conversation, you do lose track of what exactly took you there. It's not about the linear path. I'm about to get my hand chopped off by proxy. I shouldn't say that, because getting your hand chopped off by proxy is... Krea's gonna lose her hand and I'm gonna feel it. That's what's gonna happen. Right in here. Engine procedure, doors open. And we're logged out, and then now I'm gonna go this way, and that's gonna happen in about
Tell me
here.
you're joking. We are not gonna cross back and...
All right.
Okay.
I sense you, my master. Faint.
Let me see here.
Your senses betray you.
I apologize for death comments. No, that's...
Less happens, still you live.
Everyone is dead, Dave Red Dwarf.
To kill.
I think it's because I threatened to shoot. Could be. No, Ash brought up that he was afraid of time, and time led to death and all that, so...
Nothing. That is
Yeah.
your fate.
No, yeah,
Yours.
what had happened was...
No longer do your whispers crawl within my skull.
I
No longer do I suffer beneath teachings that weaken us. And now you run in search of the Jedi. They are all dead, save one. And one broken Jedi cannot stop the darkness that is to come.
Perhaps.
I never noticed. He's got kind of a... It sounds like he's got the slightest Scottish tinge to his voice, which I kind of really love. Scion is awesome. Time, because we talked about our battles. Yep.
What's wrong?
Yeah, that's where it came from.
Damn it, hold on. It's only a little farther. Don't give up on me now.
What happened to you?
Wasting time. Of course. No, it's fine. It's no problem.
Huh? How do you...
Les Miserables? No.
Look, if she's...
The Star Wars character, quiet down. We're having a conversation here. No, that's okay. They're not establishing anything super important at the moment anyway.
Her and decides to use us for practice next.
I've only asked about character slots. No, that's okay. Like I said, it's at this point where did I lose some? Nope. At this point, there's not a lot of story going on. There will be in the future, but this is one of the tutorial planets. Telos, it changes. So that's Darth Scion, and Darth Scion is awesome.
It's a utility drone.
Yeah, it's T3M4. What you doing, buddy? Yeah, I like T3. Okay. And this, yeah, it is. This tutorial is quite a bit longer, and this isn't even the only tutorial planet. There's one more after this. Telos is also a tutorial planet. You know, we're gonna be fine. It's a sonic mine, so we'll live whoever runs through it. Atten will. Nope, T3 made it. Dang it. Atten, I was hoping you would take that, but oh well. What was I saying? Oh, so that's Darth Scion. Darth Scion is, his bones have been shattered. His eye doesn't, he's got one eye that doesn't work very well. He's basically died 1,000 times over. And I mean in the most gruesome ways possible. His hatred and just sheer force power are what's keeping him held together. That's what's going on with him. Guys, Street Fighter 6 comes out this year, and potentially, if it's announced, Mortal Kombat 12. I don't think I'm prepared. If 12 comes out, that will be awesome. We will definitely get that, because Anna and I love to play the Mortal Kombats against each other. Hate to bring it back to death, but death does not wait for one to be prepared. Viddy, stop being morbid. Sorry, I was quoting Game of Thrones and the God of Death. Not today! I've not seen Game of Thrones. I am familiar with that quote, but I've not seen Game of Thrones. He's died 1,000 times. What a weak character. Put him in F tier. Oh, he is F tier. No, Scion is... I want to find a tier list for Old Republic Jedi and Sith, because and I mean like KOTOR era, because these guys are not playing around. They make stuff that the guys that I ranked in that other... Okay, fine. They make the characters that I ranked in the other tier list look like chumps. Haven't seen anything. Not. Wait a minute. No. I don't know if you meant this. I don't know if you meant to say not enough and then you... I don't know if you meant to say not enough, actually, or if you meant to say too much and you accidentally said not enough. That was so good. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was great. Oh wait, that's gonna take me back to the Harbinger. I don't want to go there. Oh man, that's funny. I just saw, when I saw you say not enough, and then I saw, wait a minute, I thought maybe you meant to say too much. I broke. Yeah, no, that was great. Oh, and people say that brother and sister predated Jaime and Cersei in Song of Ice and Fire. Comedic gold strikes again. Too much to watch. Just got it. I watched. Back when it was the first episode of the first season was premiering. I think I watched it for a little, like a part of it, and I was like, oh god. And they fill it with so much more than the books have, because, and I think that the guy that did it admitted it, that they had so much. Well, that was. The lag happens. It's not, again, this isn't even emulated. This is just what it ran like. Sometimes you try to lock on and you'll accidentally run through someone. 6.5 out of 10. Too much water. I didn't get into Pokemon. Pokemon kinda, I say this, I'm not ancient, but it kind of is after my time. Too much to keep up with by the time I got to it. Game of Thrones, though, I watched it, and they kind of admitted that they add the sex scenes and stuff to it when they can't figure out a way to visually further the plot. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. You guys are doing what you want to do. I'm just not remarkably interested. Boy, these are some awful grenades I've got here. Luke and Leia, sure, but at least in their case, A, it was just a kiss, and B, they didn't know it. Game of Thrones, those excuses are out the window. It's not ever just a kiss, and they know exactly with whom they're doing it. Oh shoot, I'm gonna die if I don't pay attention. Okay, powers. Do I have enough for Dominator? Am I at 5 now? I think I'm just at 5, which is one shot. Yep, I'm just at 5. Gosh dang it. Okay, can I get, let's see, push, throw. Let's do drain life. Oh, well, fine. Wound. To be fair, they didn't know Cersei and Jaime just wanted to do it and not give a... Well, okay, fair enough. It's like a cool punk band. Yeah. Could be. Probably not. It's just a kiss, says Luke with a disappointing sigh in his voice. Yeah, well... I'm sure it's a little disappointing when you find that and then you realize that they're related to and you're like, I can't. But at the same time, it's also appropriate. Goodness me, is it like... if there's incest, or do you like me, Leia? He was like, he was like, you like him, don't you? And then she's like, he's my brother, and you're, and you can see, I love it, because you can actually see the shock on his face, being like, wait, what? And you kissed him? But then you can see the relief on his face. Alright, dominate mind, what else do I get? You see the relief on his face, he's like, he's out of the running now, he can't. They're related, it's I'm in. it's like hacking the Matrix. I'm in. Oh, battle meditation. Yeah, I'm gonna do that one. Heck yeah, I'm gonna do that one. Battle meditation is super awesome. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this guy out. Oh, beautiful. I did not take out that bat guy. They shot him. We're almost off this planet. That will be the end of the stream. Paragus will be the end of the stream because it is such a long tutorial planet, and then I will go cook food and such. But my goodness. I'm having fun. I appreciate you guys for showing up and talking with me. This is just, I love this game. I know there's a lot of tutorial right now. Eventually I'll get into where all the story is going, but it's not there yet, so there's no reason to worry. It's not like we're still just fine. All we know is we found a guy in a cell here, and we found a Darth. We went from Street Fighter 6 to Hogwarts to Transphobes to Death to Time to Red Dwarf to Incest. Yeah, I know, it's been a good day. We also talked about climbing, yeah. Into stream, what? This doesn't work for me. Carry on, thank you. Well, it's getting late for you too, man. It's what? I've got 18, it says 1844, but I know it's not 1844, so let me... So it's 1827, so it's almost 1830, which would mean that I had been on for just about 3 hours or so. That's a pretty good long stream. And yeah, as I say, for you, it's... Wait, what? Oh, yeah, well, yeah, that would make sense. 11:30 a.m. for you. Oh, nice. That's, yeah, it's... I'm gonna go... My cold, dark soul will be awake for at least 6 more... Oh, I forgot to say, I got a piece of art. I'm really happy about this, too. I gotta show it off at some point. The original artist that painted the cover for KOTOR actually decided to make some limited edition paint foil print things for his thing. He's actually... And I reached out to him and wanted to see if I could get one from him. And he's actually sending me one. And, it's super, super cool. Mike Sauce, I think his name... How you say his name, I think?
Huh?
And, he is awesome. I reached out and was thanking him so much for the art and telling him that it was amazing and that I was a huge fan, and he was just such a nice guy. So shout outs, I think that's how you say it, Mike Sauce, S-A-A-S, I think is how you spell it. But anyway, a shout out to him because he is awesome, and I think I should have that artwork in my post tomorrow.
How can you even understand? Alright, well, if he can slice...
I gotta change to T3. So anyway, the Cold Dark Souls sequel to Dark Souls 3. That sounds like an awesome... That sounds like... Excuse me, that sounds like an awesome name for the new Dark Souls. Okay. Did we do it? Did I get it, or are we... No. Cool. There we go. Yeah, so I was pretty happy about that. So I'm gonna get to share that. I'm surprised you didn't see my reiteration of the Game of Thrones. Oh, what did I miss? I'm sorry. I think the Game of Thrones joke broke Retro and he's like, I'm out of here. Is that the... Wait. Hold on, I gotta take a peek. I didn't see it. I did miss that. I missed the end of that. I guess I started reading it and I read the next line. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's great. That's great. I did miss that. I'm sorry. I guess I started reading that line and then I ended up reading the next the topic jumps and I didn't realize I had jumped the line, so I'm sorry about that. That's great. I'm sorry. I got as I say, if ever I did get popular, which again, not the goal, but if it happens, whatever. I don't know if I'd be great at how great I'd be at keeping up with the chat, so I'm actually kind of happy that it's just it's just a small group of great people that I get to talk with, and even still I missed a thing. I missed a joke that was actually, I missed a reiteration of a joke. Actually, it's a joke in itself. It was great, but because I couldn't keep up with it. That's okay. Goodness knows what lines I miss in my chat, and no, Viddy doesn't respond to my chat jokes from Ash, which I appreciate. Fair enough. I would be terrible. I used to struggle with two people. Christ, that sounded wrong. It definitely is difficult the more you get. I miss some here and there. I try not to. I definitely know I'm better with it when it's a game that I'm more familiar with. Like, I know this game, so I'm not remarkably worried about certain things happening. I'm not worried about just dying randomly, for example. We're just gonna trip him. We're fine. No, you don't. Use one more real quick. This is why I like small viewership chat streams, not many lines. Then again, there can be a small viewership close to zero. That's true too. Again, the whole reason for me doing the channel is getting to talk with awesome people. So I mean, I think obviously if you have 10 or 20 people constantly chatting, then it's a different story, right? Because people are going to be more understanding. Like, okay, I get it. He's got 20 people all going at the same time, but. And must have been good at commentating if there is, as well as if there's zero retention or close to. That's true. The thing about it, especially with games like this, is that commentating is a little different. Ooh, I forgot about this. Is a little bit diff. No. T3 can do it because T3's got better everything computers than I do. Let's see. Open decontamination. Attempt to shut down. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I'm gonna live. It doesn't matter, I guess. And T3 isn't gonna be hurt, so it's really just Atten that's screwed. Let me see. I think we're okay. Okay. Also, some say one thing on Twitch does better than YouTube, one thing that Twitch does better than YouTube is the whole alerts. Fun point. Redeem things, which means the gameplay on the game stream is most important with commentary. I agree that YouTube could work on how they prioritize chats, but at the same time, it also seems like it's less of a. Well, maybe I'm wrong. It seems like it's less of a hassle that there's more politicking with Twitch now. I could be wrong. Anna knows more about it than I do, so I would argue that that my opinion is maybe only a quarter as valid as hers would be in that. Only because I have some experience, but it's very limited. Enter the Ebon Hawk, thank you. The computer screen always reminds me of Who Wants to Be... It does look like that, yeah.
Quick, we're gonna need some time to fire up the engine.
Possibly delivered for KOTOR. This is definitely... because I know the game well, it's a game that's easier to commentate over, but I think for a lot of people, because there's so much dialogue and so much story, I think a lot of people... Oh, these are just Sith. It doesn't matter. However many board, I'm just gonna have to fight. However many board, I just have to fight anyway, so it doesn't matter. I think I'm just gonna shoot kind of generally this direction, because the loading ramp is over on my right. Right there. I can't hit him. I can just barely. I'm gonna have to fight him off. Okay, that's 3. That's nope. I got him. That's 4 though. The other guy didn't. The other guy made it. Where did my lasers go for a second? That's 7. 8. Nope. I got him. Got him too. So that's. I got 8 right now. Is how many I counted. 1 second.
We've got company.
Yeah, I knew we were gonna have company. Good lord. Let me see real quick. When I win the lottery, would you guys work for me on a YouTube channel that doesn't make any money? It's just for fun. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. It can depend on the game. When I streamed Broken Sword a Twitch months ago, a lot of characters talked, which made it hard for me to talk. Still learning experience. So in this case, what I like to do, because this is so dialogue heavy, is I will just kind of consolidate. I'll play the game, and I might let some important lines of dialogue or important story elements play out. But when it comes to the general gist of it, I'll recap for you, and then we'll talk as I'm playing. That's how I do it. To be honest, months later it changed. You never tell. That's, yeah. Oh, 5? That is not how many made it on this ship. So I'm gonna say thank you. Oh, and they're all in the same room, huh? Okay, I see how it's gonna be. Well, luckily I have this power. It's called Wound, and it will choke your throat. Okay, I also have this power. And I have the power of sword. And I'm just gonna shock you. There you go. Cool. Alright, wait, remains? Heck yeah. Dang it. I was trying to get it before the cutscene. It's not happening now. No, not at the minute. Me and Retro are always discussing ideas. Heck yeah.
There is no time. We must leave.
Cool, cool. When the collab channel starts and stuff, I will watch what's being uploaded. I'm sure me and Retro will do something, at least something. We'll at least we'll do something this year. Hopefully, I bet so. It'll be up to whether you feel up to it or not, man. No rush if you don't, but if you do, absolutely, I'm happy to do it. So, just whenever you're ready, take your time. Take care of you.
If they hit
I'll
us,
be here.
we're dead, but if they keep missing us, we're dead.
Wasn't there 2 others joining besides you and Retro? I don't know how that all
Somebody shut
panned.
that
I do know how that
up.
panned out. I think we're taking it slower. I think we're working on small up to big, but maybe I'm wrong. Ash, if you think
I'm doing all I can, and that's not enough. What'd you do to make these guys so... Well, either they hit us and destroy us, or they hit an asteroid...
Just worry about my reliability. And also, there was a talk about it. I don't know if you were there for it, but there was a talk about just being able to cycle on, if all of us were involved, being able to cycle between those of us that were available when some of us weren't available, so even to keep it maintained. But, again, that may not be something you're interested in.
What are the asteroids? They can be destroyed by us as well as them, can they not?
That'll take out the whole field, the colony, and maybe us.
Then we die.
Hold on! This is gonna...
I think they talked about, like, if there were 4, I think the idea was, like, if there were 4 of us, we would only really need 2 of us at a time if we wanted to maintain stuff. So if you couldn't make one and someone else couldn't make one, then the 2 of us that could make it would go on. Or if one couldn't make it, then we'd have 3, or, you know, something like that. Yeah, I've always had a goal of 4 or 5 people on one channel just making fun content, different permutations of the cast. And so, yeah. You get different perspectives, yeah. Like some collab channels I've seen, one person does a video for the channel, alternates and what possible. Yeah.
I was better off in myself.
I just want to make sure I'm reliable because right now life is a mess. Hey, the tricky piece, and again, I'm not going to push you in any direction. I don't want you. I want you to be okay, right? That's the idea. But ideally, the way that I learned it is, if we wait for things to become perfect, and Anna taught me this, if we wait for things to become perfect, then they never will. We'll push off the things we wanted to do because we were waiting for circumstances that may never occur. So we have, so for me, I'm not gonna say you, but for me it was, I had to kind of get to a point where I was like, okay, this is what I need minimum to do it. But Anna's the one that taught me that, because I have the same problem. Everything had to be perfect or I wasn't going to do it. So no, only you know when that point is.
You were difficult to find, but when we
so I mean, but that's just something that she taught me. That's a fairly recent teach. I think like just late last year. So
whatever occurred on board the Harbinger.
Well, if my life is a mess, ATM, I can still change my mind. We'll see. I mean, the idea is you guys, do what's best for you first, obviously, and then we can always, I mean, like,
we're having a conversation.
Even if we're not collaborating on channels or working on stuff like that, we can always have a, we can always be working on, we can always be talking back and forth ideas, just talking in general, just having fun. That's all good.
Repaired this ship, my eye.
For me, there are a few life changes that are gradually occurring that I want to be more sure about. At least that's what I'm feeling. Of course, that makes sense. Life changes that are positive to be sure, but changing my life for weeks and months ahead. Yeah.
That is not an...
Look, enough with the we.
We cannot hope to triumph against them alone.
I typed something else besides that smiley face.
And a teacher.
That's good though. It was positive any which way.
You fought in the Mandalorian Wars. You are not listening to me. This is not like any field of battle. Think carefully on your choice. If you choose to fight, if you choose war, it carries with it a terrible price. Like so many Jedi, you hear, but you do not listen. Because you are the last of the Jedi. Once you are dead, then they have...
Let's see.
Whatever lies you tell yourself are of no consequence. The Jedi Civil...
Okay, this is a lot of exposition. Hold on 1 second. Had a lot of fakeness reveal itself through 2022. Definitely keep my personal life away from most people. That's fair. There is a lot of that out there. A lot of people are that's the thing about it too, is if you create a channel, if you create content for the sole purpose and the intention of getting viewers and getting making money, monetizing things, then the idea is that's going to attract people that are doing a lot of the same thing, and that's going to be, that person is going to be a view, and that person is you're going to be a view for that person. I made my channel in 2016. I uploaded my first video in 2017. The intention, and I've told the story 1,000 times, was we were at a point in time where we were, in at least America, remarkably divided because of elections and things that were going on, and I just wanted to put a channel where it was like, okay, for a minute, everything that is political, everything that we have differences on, we're just going to forget that. We're going to come together here on this channel and talk about something frivolous and fun, like games.
Many Jedi blame
and
the teachings of the Jedi.
That's why nobody's ever been a view or just a subscriber. It's been a... I've cultivated a great few friends, and even friends that don't make it here. Like Omega isn't here right now, and that's okay. I reached out to him yesterday and was just trying to check in on him, see how he's doing. I'm not if he can't make my videos and I can't make his sometimes, it doesn't matter. I just want to make sure he's okay. So, you know, there's no obligation. It's just, I appreciate you guys taking the time coming and talking with me. But there's obviously, like, that's not, friendship doesn't imply obligation, save for to be there whenever your friend needs you. In one way or another.
Perhaps. But we have spoken long enough.
Hey, don't stop your long, boring rants on my account. I was just getting
There we
sleepy.
go. I cannot
Also
finish.
in private, we will be merciful
Well, I don't know
to
what
the
happened.
opinions
Seen a
of
few channels chase the views and stuff, so not. Yeah, not about the same.
Not like
It's not. I do stuff that I enjoy because I enjoy it, and the friends that I make friends. I'm not looking to make acquaintances. I make those every day. Friends are unique. Acquaintances are a dime a dozen. So I'll meet 1 million people, and I'll be friends with maybe 10. In my entire life, I'll meet millions of people, and I'll be friends with maybe 10. Or I'll find friendship in 10, maybe. So.
We're on autopilot.
Okay. Gosh dang it. I keep getting... Well, I need light side points, but I just don't need that many. Can I just go to Telos? Oh, okay. Okay, if I remember correctly, Kreia is in... That's Vice's room. This will be... Hold on, I gotta remember where she is. This will be Brianna's. So she's over here.
Have you come for more?
That does not surprise me.
Okay.
Save your pity. I am here to save you, not... I do not need your condescension nor your lectures. If anyone needs training and guidance, it is you. I do not know if it is possible.
Let's see.
And I fear that had the pain been more intense, the consequences would have been more extreme.
I sometimes wish I was there for you all and more online, but I do realize I'm just balancing my online and offline time. Oh, there we go. Time. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, if you make it, then great. I love getting to talk with you. If you don't get to make it, that's okay too. Like, we get it. You have a life. If we don't hear from you for a while, I don't say we. If I don't hear from you for a while, I might reach out and make sure you're okay. It's not because I'm looking for viewers. It's just I want to make sure everything's all right. That's all it is. You let us all down. No. Now I need to get back on my horse. Thank you, ma'am.
Possibly, yeah.
Let's see.
When battle is
So what we're finding out in this, I'll just go ahead and put this out there. We have a bond with Kreia.
I confess it seems...
And so if she gets hurt, we feel the hurt. It's called force chain. If she gets hurt, we get hurt. If she dies, we could die. It doesn't actually work like that in the game mechanics, but for story purposes, that's what's going on.
Indeed. If my suspicions are correct, what did you believe?
And,
Indeed it is. It is much such a thing.
apparently the Jedi that I went up against cut my ability to feel the Force away. But I'm getting it back.
It is possible that such... Still, even so, the chances of the Jedi undoing such a thing for a traitor is as... Our link, I may be able to teach, and if you will not allow me... Do not honor me, fallen Jedi. Honor it by listening and learning.
The music has an Arkham feel to it. It does. It's very ambient. It's Mark Grisky did the music for this one. Jeremy Soule did the music for the first one, which I think is way better, just because it's some of those themes are so memorable. But the music here is definitely good. I believe the music for Arkham City was Nick Arundel, which was amazing. So, playing Arkham games recently, you may be right about them. Yeah. Not sure if that is, but Arkham I do. Those games are good. Arkham Origins too. Arkham Origins is great. Wait, did Soul do the Arkham games? No, no, Soul did KOTOR 1. Mark Grisky did this one, and he also did SWTOR. And Nick Arundel did Arkham City, and I think he did the Arkham games from that point on. He may have done all of them, but... Let's see.
Then our training shall begin. I would see to that fool in the cock.
Okay.
He is a fool and an imbecile. Watch that one. His thought.
Yeah, well, I lost her influence, but I don't really care because I can't turn her one way or the other. And also she's upset at this guy, at Atten, because she can't read his mind, but that's not a problem. Also, when I start this cutscene, if it works the way it used to, Atten will be standing and then he'll slide into his seat.
How's our passenger?
Yep.
She's still aging? What a surprise. Just so you
Yep.
Jedi know, the whole cryptic... Then she must be royal.
Yeah, he keeps, that's what I thought, he keeps getting up and sitting down.
To bark out orders. I mean, how old do you think she is? She may have been good looking once, but it takes some hard living to make creases like that. Hey, I just got out of prison. If we had a decent navicomputer, trust me, we'd be dropping out of hyperspace into the Nar Shaddaa Red Sector right now.
After spacing that old witch, of course.
Let's see, I bought amiibos of Ken and Terry Bogard. Oh, that's cool. I note I did notice I cut that off there. I was gonna say, I was like, I don't want to say it, but if somebody calls it out, you're exactly right. I cut her off at the wrong time, Vinny. Yeah, it definitely did. And she said it with such emphasis. I have amiibos of Ness and Zero Suit Samus, but I'm not sure where they are at the moment. I have Yoshi, Mario, Shovel Knight. I don't have a ton of amiibos. They were I have the Zelda, or the Midna on Wolf Zelda one.
Like we have a choice? If you thought Paragus should be there before...
So now we're heading to Telos.
So? Don't give me that. There were plenty of...
Oh, they're gonna. So this is where I actually get to my lightsaber because.
oh yeah? I thought a Jedi...
Mine was double bladed because I'm a two-bladed fighter now.
I hear the twin blades are harder to master.
That's not
They
true.
can make enemies stampede over each other running for cover. A lot of Jedi in the Mandalore.
Didn't go red, did you? It was redder than a Lagrik's eye. No, it wasn't.
Yeah? Unique how?
No, it wasn't blue. So there's the Hurricane. So that's where you can see the Hurricane. Let's see what colors. They give you silver, Viridian, which is just kind of a muted green, orange. But there's the Hurricane crystal from Mace Windu's. So
Must have been something.
purple's my
Nice to have
favorite.
it now.
Mine are in front of the monitor and
those
fighting
sit
game
there twice
poses
before
next to one another because I'm a fighting it. Heck yeah! My Shovel Knight and my Yoshi are on the shelf system that's in my entryway when you come into my house.
All right, forget I...
No, I don't want to talk to Atten. Oof. Okay, we're just gonna go to Telos. I can't go to Parag. It's not gonna let me go to Paragus. Watch. It says until main power has been restored, but it's been blown up. We're going to Telos. Paragus is gone. Paragus is blown up. Let's see. You all be like that hand in Smash Bros. Series, except for the N64 intro playing in the toy. Yeah. Oh, my goodness sakes. And we're on Telos, the second tutorial planet. This is the one thing about KOTOR. KOTOR 2, such a good game. But my goodness, there are so many tutorial planets. So you get all of Paragus, and then you have Telos, and Telos is also a tutorial planet.
Station Bay Control. Dock mod, please remain where you are.
Oh, and that dull grin.
The sound of that.
Here comes the welcoming party.
They may not know what happened.
I get...
Blow it.
I'm Lieutenant Gren, Telos Security Force. I'm under orders to take you into custody in regards to the destruction of the Paragus mining facility.
Fun fact,
You haven't been formally charged, but you will be placed under house arrest pending the
voice actor and the model of the character are the same for this character as they are for that gangster in KOTOR 1.
Yes, that includes you. You are a droid, so you will be detained. In addition, we will armor until the completion.
Davik Kang is his name. He's got kind of a like smooth Let's just
Hold on.
If you are cleared of any involvement, you will be.
He's got kind of like that. He's the lead of the gangster of the exchange. I think we saw him in like episode 2 of my KOTOR playthrough.
Good. My men will.
He locks you up in the exchange. This guy, same voice actor, and the same character model, different clothes though. And he locks you up in a bedroom too. Are the gameplay mechanics substantially different to warrant such tutorials? Not really. There are some major differences. For example, the influence system, you can actually influence your teammates to be good or bad. If you gain influence, you can actually turn them to Sith or Jedi. There's the empty crate mechanism, there's the breaking door plasma torch mechanism. There are a couple, but it's not enough to warrant 2 tutorial planets. What on, like, okay. Talking about heaps of the same things. Smash.
Well, we might be here for a while. Might as well
nice.
get comfortable.
Yeah, we're just captured right now. Just let me back into my apartment, though. I think somebody comes in twice.
So this is the last of the Jedi. I must admit, I'm a little disappointed.
Oh, this is it, yeah.
Jedi or no, you're the one I am pledged to kill. There is no mistake.
This is the assassin.
The exchange is abound.
The exchange, huh?
Hey, I'm more.
You bounty hunters couldn't.
No Mandalorian could match my.
Then what?
Don't think overload.
I don't know if Mandalorian can match your skills. I guarantee they could.
Like I said.
I know like 4.
Come, Jedi.
Hey, leave him alone.
You have goaded me once, and you shall not do so twice.
TMNT would be. Oh heck yeah! Long time to get the yes, I know. It is. It is quite a lot longer. Okay, Batu.
Time to take you down to size.
Okay. Oh, he survived. What a shock. Shock.
Cameras up. What? What's going on here? Man! All right, Jedi. I want you to back up. Cooperate and...
Come on, Lieutenant. Is that Batu Rem?
Rem's no assassin. Batu Rem is on leave. He shouldn't even be on the station. This man isn't... We've arranged for an apartment in residence. You'll be under TSF protection. Officer, the rest of you come with me.
Yeah, so all of that Paragus that I did, plus the Telosian landing, I guess. And now, only just now are we making it into...
These will serve as
Donatello.
duration of your house arrest.
Donatello, hands down.
Will be stationed outside at all times. Again,
But not like not like 2008 to now Donatello, because I don't like the way they've redone him. Like classic Donatello. You feel like Leonardo? I like Leonardo, but Donatello is definitely, I do like him quite a lot. It started out with him being purple, and then it just evolved to him. He was the brainy one, and he used the staff, and I always thought, oh, that was good.
This isn't good. We've got to get off this station.
What do you think the TSA...
You know what? Forget it.
We cannot stay in. I must meditate on.
Yeah, you go ahead and...
Okay, I'm gonna get like 2 phone calls. And then I need to, oh God. I'm Raph or Mikey. Heck yeah. So I don't actually have to answer the phone, so I'm not going to. I'm not gonna answer the phone. I'm gonna call this a save. I'm gonna call this good. I'm gonna save over this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, Donatello's my favorite. I do like Raphael. I do like not Raphael. Leo, but Donatello's my favorite. So, all right, I think I'm gonna call it here. I've gotten to play for a good long while. I've had a lot of fun. It's been 3.5 hours, and I'm gonna go cook some food for my beautiful wife. And myself. And there we go. Great stream. Hey, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. Well, at least this Game of Thrones joke didn't break you at the end. I love the system. I just love the fact that I thought that I couldn't tell genuinely. I couldn't genuinely tell if you were saying not enough and joking or too much, and then accidentally said it, because immediately I see, wait a minute. I love it. It was a great time, Retro and Ash. Oh, well, thanks, Viddy. It was great. It's always great having you here too, man. It's just good to get to talk with you. Have a good day or night or whatever it is. So it would be early morning for Ash. It's getting to be late. It's early-ish evening for me, about 7 in the evening. And so, but let me get us moved over to the ending screen, the thank you for watching. Let me get some music in here, just nice and easy. Are we hearing music? Yeah, there we go. That may be a little loud for when I'm talking, so let me turn it down just a smidge. Lunchtime for me. Nice. Well, hopefully you have a wonderful lunch and a wonderful day. Hope everything goes well, and if you need anything, obviously you can always reach out and talk with me, just because it's always a pleasure to get to talk with you. Ash, same for you. I really appreciate you guys for both coming in and talking with me, just taking a look at things. Again, this is just to give you a precursor of what I'm going to tell you. It's not about having a whole bunch of viewers. It's about having 1 or 2 friends that pop in and want to talk and have fun like this. This is all I'm not interested in whether my view count goes up or my subscribers go up. If I can have something like this where we all get to talk, I get to talk with friends, I'm good. I consider this successful. I'm happy. I had fun playing a game. I had fun talking with you guys. So, but you guys have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful lunch and a great evening for you, Ash. And we'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Hope you had a wonderful time. And I hope you guys have a great week.